And we're live once again, except my camera doesn't seem to be working. Let's try it again. There we go, now it's working. What's going on, everybody? Anything fun happened today?
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
God.
Hey
Hello.
now.
Hey, Roy.
Same old, same old.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Another fun day of work.
It works always.
Yeah.
Yep. It's better than not
And
working.
we're live once again.
Uh-oh.
Getting my laptop back finally Thursday.
That seemed to take forever.
Oh my god, it's so long.
You bragging again?
Bash your mind
just-
always goes right to that.
Well, yeah. It's a cheap laugh.
Yep. Cheap jokes are good.
I can't stand how YouTube now doesn't give you audio control before you start the Hangout. You have to run over instantly
Yeah.
as soon as it starts up on YouTube to shut off the audio now. It's a pain in the ass.
So what was wrong with your computer?
It just it's gonna sound really stupid, but the trackpad, like when you would tap it, you know, like rather than clicking it, you could double tap to, you know, whatever that like was something came loose and it was rattling a little bit, like it just made a little rattle.
Right.
And I just wanted to get that fixed while it was in warranty.
Oh, heck yeah.
But it was just an annoying. Everything was working okay. It was just like, and trying to describe that to the warranty department was fun. It's like it's making a sound it's not supposed to when I tap, and they're like, well, that's probably the click. And I was like, no, I'm tapping. I'm not clicking.
No, and there had to have been a flex point that would have gotten weaker and weaker over time, too.
That's what I figured, is that it would have.
How long have they had
not
it?
to get it fixed? 2 weeks. Maybe I think it was like the 27th or something. I sent it.
That's not horrible. I mean, if they're backed up and stuff.
Yeah, and then yeah, I'll just be happy I don't have to. And it's stupid. I'm sitting in the desk chair where I'm normally on cam, but my Comcast is so shitty that like they're working on a problem right now, and I can't even get my desktop to connect.
Oh, wow, really?
You're
Did
never
you
going
have
to
a
get that
Mac?
result.
I'm just a mess.
Was it a Mac or a Windows?
The laptop is Windows.
And you double tap to do what?
But you know the trackpad, you don't have to actually click like the way you used to always click the button. You can just touch it twice to get, you know, things to happen. Select and click links. You just touch it. Like when
No,
I
I
would touch
still
it.
have to click.
No, you don't. Not if your computer was made in the last 5 years.
I still have to click.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it in the beginning of 2012.
Is it a Mac?
No.
Yeah. Well, you still, I guarantee it does it.
Does it have to be two really fast taps, or could it be like
I'm
tap? Or...
I'm
They're all
tapping my
different.
fingers. Nothing's happening.
Are you on something like a link or?
I'm on your face right now.
Damn.
Lucky
Oh.
Rory.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe it has to do with the software, the operating system.
Could be. Get on my
Windows
face again and try.
7. Windows 7.
Yeah, that should do it.
Nope. Not like that hat, by the way.
Maybe she's got a bad trackpad.
Could be, or it could be a feature, like a setting. Who knows?
Oh, I don't know. Where's that picture from that you're in the dark with glasses on?
That was his Dobie Gillis phase.
I don't know. Somebody took it, and then I took the background away.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's not natural.
Why'd you do that? Want to be cooler?
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be the answer.
Maybe somebody was in the background.
It is a cool picture, though.
Oh, yeah. But he's already got all black on, and he makes the background black. He's like blending in.
I don't even remember what the the background was.
Okay, well, enough about you. What else is going on, everybody?
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously.
Can never be enough about the butterfly. Now, if Robin gets back, I'm sure she has lots to say.
Yeah, she'll be here shortly.
I just got a message on my phone from Bio saying boo. And and it has to do with, where does that from? I don't even have Google Hangouts on my phone.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you know what? It could have come through.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do.
Phone?
We are that pervasive.
I'm telling you, I don't have it on my phone.
It sends it as a notification.
Yeah. That means you have it on your phone.
404 text or whatever.
Huh. That's weird.
Nothing exciting going here. Just went to work today. Just a normal day of work. Nothing
What do you
exciting.
do?
I'm an electrical engineer. Work on vehicles for Chrysler. High voltage battery packs.
Let's say you work in the electric vehicle department, don't you?
Yeah.
I think that's a lot cooler than just saying you work on vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. So I work on battery packs, high voltage battery packs that run the vehicle instead of having a regular gas engine.
Maybe you can give Janella a hand with that vibrator.
Sure thing.
What do you think of like Tesla going into that battery market?
I've heard they're going to be killed because of the aluminum graphite battery that's coming out. It's already been proven, and it's already got them like huge in a hole money-wise because they've tooled the entire shop on lithium-ion technology.
Yeah, you're not making a whole lot of money right now with batteries the way they are. Just way too expensive. Too many issues.
Yeah, I feel like that's a glaring hole in our progress in technology. Is like you got all this stuff that runs off electricity, and we don't have a battery that'll run longer than a day.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as tablets should.
Or a photo cell system that can't take care of an entire house. You know, there's no reason that technology hasn't advanced that far yet.
Well, that's what Musk wants to build, is basically a plant that makes batteries that will support your house.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting there, but it's going to be at least 10 years before it gets even close to where we think it needs to be. Just the technology isn't there yet. I mean, it's not practical. You go buy an electric vehicle now, you can run the battery for a day. You can't go on trips with it because where are you going to plug in?
Yep.
It takes 8 hours to charge up the battery. It's just not practical.
And then Tesla just made an SUV that's just like a bloated mess.
I told you not to come here until you look good, Doc. You still don't look good.
I don't look good. I feel better.
Hey,
Yeah, you look good.
Tonight.
You look a little better now that you're smiling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I here to please you? I didn't know.
Everyone is. Didn't you get the order from Vash?
I was just going to say that.
Well, what about pleasing me?
Doesn't my very presence please you?
Well, no, it's a still picture. I'd like to see the real thing. I'd rather look at you.
It's exactly the same.
Well, you shouldn't come here unless you're ready to be live and look good for me.
Well, who knows that you're coming?
I am every time I look at you. Oh!
Oh.
You do look like you're feeling better.
I am feeling I'm having a much better day today. Today was a good day.
Good, good, good.
So,
good.
Despite looking like shit still, as you have...
But now that you're talking, Now that your face is more animated, you look better.
Well, thank you.
Well, when I was
Thank you
first
very
looking
much.
at you, waiting for someone to stop talking, you just...
Well, I was just listening to the conversation. I didn't want to take over.
That's very polite of you.
Well, I have my moments. They don't last, though. They never seem to. Vash will tell you.
No,
Yeah,
you're
now that
always
you're
pretty
talking
polite, even if you're yelling at people.
I do what I can.
Who have you yelled at?
I haven't
Don't
yelled at anyone in a while.
I was thinking back old SFN days.
Oh, my God. I wasn't even yelling then, though. I was
That would've been a
playing
daily
more than
thing.
yelling.
More blocking than anything, right?
I actually didn't do that either.
Oh.
No, you really had to push my buttons. I mean, you really had to be so over the top for me to do anything to you.
Yeah.
I always had the lightest touch out of all the people who ran that
Tread
site.
lightly.
Well, you say something once, you get stuck with it.
Once? You said something once?
Maybe twice.
Oh,
I've never said that one a lot. I don't know where that came from.
You did. You said it all the time.
I don't know. I think if you did a search, you'd be surprised how little you'd find it.
We had
You always saw more of everyone else using it pointed at me, or somebody who was actually pretending to be me using it. With that guy, I only wish I knew who that guy was. He used to be on Dogs and pretend to be me.
Oh, the guy was on.
Oh my God, that guy was a
Fans Network. Yeah, he was a fucking riot.
Oh, that guy was so funny, and I never found out who it was. I mean, I loved him. You know, it was the funniest thing I ever heard.
What happened to them?
I stopped going. I don't know. I stopped going to Dogs before he was done. I stopped going to all the boards pretty much.
But you did post on there, right?
On Dogs?
Yeah.
For years. I was one of the first posters there. I had one of the earliest accounts on the site. I was one of the first supporters, which made it even more funny. I mean, people who were knocking on me, you know, and I was a supporter and they weren't. I'm like, you cheap bastards, pony up if you want to knock on me.
I'm just trying to figure out how do I know the post that I think that you wrote are from you or from the imposter?
The fake one is Doc Ivan, and I'm Dr. Ivan.
So confusing.
Actually, no. I mean, the guy was so over the top and so funny. I mean, God, that was the funniest guy ever. I mean, I only wish I knew who that was.
I'm pretty sure he did high pitch too.
Whoever he was, I mean, he was the funniest guy on that site, and I used to wait around and watch if he posted. I'd go to his account all the time, see if he'd post anything new. Him and Animal God, I never got tired of. Animal God just made people so fucking angry. He was the best troll I'd ever seen. Is he still on there?
I think he might be a lounge guy.
Really?
I think I've only heard of him. I don't think I've ever seen him post. I don't go in the lounge.
Because it's been so long since I've gone on there. It's got to be over a year or more I've been on Dogs, like even looked at it. So, oh well.
There are some really funny people on there.
Well, that was what kept me going back. I mean, I posted there for years, even though there were people who hated me. I thought some of the funniest people on the internet were on that site. I never disputed that. I loved going there. I wouldn't have went if I didn't, you know. I wouldn't have shown up so often if I didn't find it fun. Now I just don't have the time. I'd still be there if I had the time. I just don't.
I have to start listening to that podcast that the girls do.
I listened to, they actually sent me a link. They emailed me a link or sent me a link to evaluate the first and second shows, and I listened to them all the way through. But, you know, after a while, it made no point to listen. I stopped knowing who the people were. Like, I was listening for a while. I would download it, and I stopped knowing who the players were because people changed eventually on sites, and I never got to see, you know, I never got to follow the drama. I mean, message board, you got to keep up with it every day.
Wait, what are you talking? I'm talking about Radio Gunk. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. The girls who used to do the show based on Dog's site. They sent me the first 2 links to it.
But I don't think they do it. I don't think they talk about the site much at all.
They did on the first 2 shows. I never listened to it after that.
I can't. I don't know.
I can't say what happened after that. I only will listen to the first 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
And by the second one, they were talking about people who I didn't know who they were. You know, people change names. You know how it is.
Right. You know, but I didn't think they talked about.
People molt up. You never know who they are.
Right.
Which to me was always part of the fun. I mean, I always liked that idea. I always liked the whole molt thing. You know, trying to guess who the person was half the fun.
Oh God, yeah. Especially when we had somebody like Sally B doing it.
Oh, I mean, the guy had 17 accounts on SFN. I mean, you know, and what's funny is I could check and find out who he was, you know, through the mod forum, but I'd never do it. I was more keen to guess. It was a lot more fun.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know. I'd get mad when somebody would write me, you know, he's also this one, this one, this one. I'm like, why do you tell me? You know? It's more fun to guess.
It was funny, too, because when you get tired with one, he'd just throw it away by outing himself.
Well, I can't tell you how many accounts some of them had. Like, Fucko the Monkey had 47 fucking accounts. You know? I mean, that to me was the best name for any account on any message board. I couldn't say the name without laughing. Fucko the Monkey. How great is that? What a great name.
It is, you're right.
I know. I know. I felt like adopting it and stealing it for other sites. I mean, it was just so brilliant. But I don't know if he's still... He used to write me emails once in a while, let me back on, but I mean, he was posting personal information of one of the mods. It wasn't good. I couldn't let him back on. But he was funny. A lot of those guys were funny. And the worse they were, the funnier they were.
Yeah.
But what can you do? It's all old now. It's over.
There's a lot of that doxing stuff people try to do there too.
Well, that's just taking it too far. It's horrible. I mean, it's one thing. That's for people who don't know how to fight on the internet. That's when people stoop to that kind of crap because they don't have the chops or the wit to fucking eliminate a troll. They gotta start doing that kind of crap. And then it stops being fun and it's just dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Use your wits, you know? If you're smart and funny, you'll always be good. You don't need that. You know? Always
right.
The weakest, the losers do shit like that. So.
That's a very, very good point.
It's true.
It's a very good point. I know it's true.
Everyone that you've ever seen do it has always been the worst kind of dirtbag because they got nothing else. Or people who send people to somebody's house or do that kind of crap. It's the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny when somebody sent male prostitutes to Frank's house.
Well, I can see how Frank brings that out.
I don't think that's right either.
You know, I mean, it's just better off to smash somebody.
What happened? What happened?
Did somebody actually do that, Chris?
Yeah, I think it was Corey, or it was either Corey or Jimmy. Somebody sent a bunch of male prostitutes to Frank's house.
Look, as much as I despise what Frank.
And then what happened, though? He kept them, right?
Hell yeah.
No, I don't think he. I think he told me. I don't know. There wasn't any video footage or anything.
I mean, what you're doing is you're endangering the lives of male prostitutes when you do that.
Yeah. Go over and dig them up.
I mean, who knows? You know, he's probably got him John Wayne Gacy'd in his basement, you know?
Speaking of where's ODP been? He in Europe?
Speaking of male prostitutes.
Not sure.
I don't
Nobody knows.
I love that kid. I hope he shows up.
Nah, he freaked out because everybody made fun of him the last time, so he's done with these for a while, he said.
What happened the last time?
Everybody told him he was crazy for wanting to commit suicide.
Well, he wasn't exactly of sound mind either. The guy needs to shrink. I love him, but he does need help. Anybody who's outwardly talking about that over and over again, even as an attention-getting device, needs some sort of help.
I I never liked him. I thought he was creepy as fuck, and I said as much. But the one day, and I think it must have been close to the last night he was on, when he showed me pictures of him at the beach, and he just looked like a totally different person. It was amazing.
Weren't those the pictures where he said he loves the beach, and then the pictures made him look like he dreaded being on the beach?
No, he looked very happy.
Oh, okay.
He looked like a different person. He was really happy.
There was a lot going on with that kid. A lot going on with that kid.
Oh, shit.
Well, he has
I guess
Asperger's.
Oh, he got something. I definitely wouldn't doubt there was some autism in there. That's a pretty astute thing. Did he say he had what he was an Asperger's?
Yeah,
Well,
he did.
Makes sense. I mean, what was his focus? I guess relationships.
Gum.
He
Gum.
wants to be able to
Chewing
eat.
gum.
Oh, really?
He wants to be able to eat sugar.
And chew gum.
Yeah, he wants to eat whatever he wants.
Gum's a big thing in his life.
And if he can't eat whatever he wants, then it's not worth living.
It really is.
Wait until he gets older.
Well, if he has his way, he won't. I mean, that was like pretty much a regular rap as.
Yeah, he's not getting his way though. I mean, there's no doctor's office in Sweden that he's going to fly to and stand in line to wait to be killed.
No, I think he'll probably take some other way out, pills or God knows what.
I think he said something though that I don't know, he might be religious or there's some reason on why he can't do it to himself.
Right.
Because then he won't go to heaven.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. Yeah.
That just adds to it.
Just adds to the crazy.
I mean, Jesus, what an interesting character though. I mean, what a perfect like whack pack kind of guy. I mean, just I see him as harmless. I never saw a creepy in him. He was too far gone to be creepy.
Did you hear the Orange Goose story? That was kind of creepy.
Yeah, but I never saw him chaining a woman in his basement and having his way with her. I mean, there was an innocence to him that I couldn't even explain, and perhaps it was the autism.
Right, I don't think he's hurting anybody.
No, I don't think he's capable of hurting anyone. I think he's only capable of perhaps hurting himself in some way.
I don't even know if he's capable of hurting himself. That's why he needs to go to Switzerland.
Maybe. But whatever it is, I'd like to be a fly on the wall for those shrink sessions and just watch the doctor really work him and find out what makes him tick. I'm fascinated. I find him to be one of the more interesting people we've ever had in here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I hope he's feeling better.
Well, I hope I didn't upset him. I mean, I did that album cover of him.
He was KC last night, huh?
Oh, he was here. Armstrong. I haven't talked to that guy in ages. How's he doing?
He came in with his army friend that was trying to promote some book or whatever that he's
always got
I
something.
never got that 100% what he was trying to do. Because there's all about pictures.
I don't think he's aware of what he's trying to do.
Well, no,
they talked about a book, but then they talked about doing pictures for you.
Yeah, I think like what the book is people send him pictures and then he projects what he thinks is going on in the picture. Like he makes up a story just from seeing the picture, and then that's it.
I see.
What's that noise?
That's me. Hold on.
Has he been on here before?
Who?
KC? Not when I'm here.
Oh, last night he was.
Yeah, KC was on last night.
But was that his first time on the Hangout?
Yes.
I'm sorry I missed him.
Oh, he had nothing but great things to say about you and your artwork, and he had a bunch of your artwork still in his house.
Yeah, he said that you made some kind of artwork with him
I
in
did
it.
a bunch of stuff with him. I always liked him. I always enjoyed him. I never expected to be paid because he always had so much financial crazy crap going on with his gambling and everything.
He still does. We asked that too.
Really?
I asked after losing the $300,000 if he's still gambling, and he said, "Yeah, he can't stop."
No, he's got it's his Jones. It's his problem. I mean, that's his big addiction.
Has anyone ever listened to his radio show?
He was promoting that too. He has a show tonight, but it's on like the women's network on an AM channel.
But he's had
I'm
that.
sure
for
there's an internet feed that you can get for it. I know that, but I've never listened to it.
It's WRNW1.com.
Hmm.
You can download them.
Have you listened, Roy?
Very briefly, like not enough to get the whole sense of it.
I listened to about a half hour of one show, and he wasn't bad. It was just totally not KC.
Yeah, I got that.
Well, he interviews like a businesswoman, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Any woman who's empowering, yeah.
Thanks for the link, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should listen back to this hangout yesterday if he was singing your praises.
Well, I would listen anyway, just to watch him, talk. I mean, whether it was about me or not is irrelevant. I find him interesting. He's always good. I mean, the guy can fill airtime easily. He's an interesting personality.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about the noise.
It's okay.
Yeah, I just heard he called into the Stern show. I think it was the beginning of June. I'm listening to.
He's always got something to promote. He was promoting his radio show.
Yeah, but he called to talk about Bruce Jenner, I think.
Oh.
Because he has a thing for trannies.
Apparently my girl, her dad left her a house, but it's in New York, and I'm not really trying to move to New York. I don't know what to do.
Sell the house.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what she wants to do. She might not want to sell the house.
Where is it in New York?
Did this just happen?
Buffalo. Yeah, she died when I went to that, or he died when I went to the festival last weekend.
Buffalo, you don't want to be there.
I don't want to be anywhere.
Buffalo's
honestly. I'm not trying to go
horrible.
back to. I'm not trying to go back to getting arrested for a dime bag of weed anymore.
But think of how close you'll be to Jimmy.
Oh, yay.
And Cynthia.
Yes, you'll be real close to Cynthia.
Chris, you have a problem with Linguini?
No, not at all. I love him.
I have no problem with Linguini.
No, yeah, I have a problem with him. He's a douchebag. Calls my girlfriend at 4 o'clock in the morning, harassing her, telling her that I'm cheating on her.
Oh, wait,
really?
what do you really think?
I actually really think that I love him. I'd like to have little Linguini babies.
Who wouldn't?
I'm actually really jealous of him. I am jealous that he lives with his parents and doesn't have to have a real job and gets taken care of and is rich and lives in Canada. There's a lot of things to be jealous of.
He smokes every day. He's got it good.
He does have it good.
You guys know how I'm obsessed, well, maybe you don't know, but I'm obsessed with Intervention, the TV show. And I'd watched them all. I'd been through them all. But there's new ones that they're airing now on Sundays. And they're airing some Intervention Canadas. And this last one was in Sudbury, which I had no idea where it was.
Is that where
That's where Lever lives.
That's Lever.
What a shithole.
The nuclear
God, it was
radiation
awful.
capital of Canada.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I didn't even know they had shitholes in Canada.
Oh, yes. These were
Based on what he was saying,
crappy
he doesn't make any money at all, so I can't imagine what it's like there.
Any particular reason that there's a differentiation between U.S. addicts and Canadian addicts?
They talk funny.
They say a boot.
They say A, and they have their own set of interventionists. I don't like them. I like
Give me the
American
heroin,
ones.
eh?
They're different intervention people.
Yeah.
Well, because the American ones probably aren't licensed in Canada.
Yeah, but they're
I like
just,
that too.
they're not doing anything. They're just. I mean, I don't think you have to be certified to do an intervention.
On TV.
Oh, that's possible.
TV,
Isn't that the
right?
show that had the guy doing that scream, though? The wah! Is
Yeah,
the
that
show
was
that
Rocky.
happened?
Yeah, that was from Intervention too.
Yeah. He was a boxer.
Because his dad told her, or his kid came and said that he loved him or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that clip. I never knew what it was from.
Yeah.
I always assumed it was from that show.
It was funny because I just watched that recently with my girlfriend on that program that I have, and And as it was happening, I just started busting up laughing, and she was like looking at me like I was, like a sociopath. Like this guy's telling a sad story. His son just came and said that he loved him.
That soundbite has been
I couldn't
used
stop busting up
in
laughing.
other places.
Right. I had to explain that after.
Yeah, because I saw it before the Stern Show picked up, and it was moving because it's just like raw emotion. But now it's hysterical.
I'm thinking about it. Let's not laugh. So fucking funny.
I don't know why nobody else laughs when I say, "Can I taste your juice?" Nobody else gets that.
Oh. That was a great clip. One of the great drops that they don't use anymore. I love that one.
My ass is woe the fuck out.
Yeah, they don't use that anymore.
There's a bunch that they use at K-Rock.
Please come in my mouth.
There's a bunch that they used at K-Rock, and once they moved over to Sirius, I don't think that they were allowed to take them or something, because there was a lot that they just dropped when they moved to Sirius, like like that "What a Piece of Ass" clip. Whenever a girl would come.
Right.
Oh right.
I remember him talking about it, like one of the last weeks or something. I remember him talking about everything they were gonna have to leave. So there was stuff.
Howard got tired of fighting for little
clips off the internet anyway.
Right.
I wonder.
You'll always be able to find it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking at the chat. I'm going over there.
Is Robin back? And then I have to go back.
Nope, she dropped out actually.
Oh. She's probably had enough internet today.
I didn't get to really hear the story of what went on there because I was out all afternoon.
What went on where?
Crystal had a hangout, and you don't want to hear about it.
Oh, it's another one of these drama things.
Yep.
Was Robin in there or something?
Yes, and she wasn't putting up with the bullshit.
Thank God. Good job, Robin.
Who was at whose hangout was it?
Crystal.
And she didn't run a chat during it, so she pissed off a lot of people who went over to watch it too.
Oh, wonder why she did that.
I'll tell you why she did that, because this is true.
I bit my tongue.
This is true, and I know this from a third neutral party.
Here it comes.
She does not. If it doesn't happen in public, it didn't happen to her.
Okay, but I think there's a good possibility. I mean, in Elisa's chat, people were saying that there were just people putting up like addresses and numbers and everything left and right.
Oh, that's awful. People are doing that. That's terrible.
She's sort of on the Elisa team right now, so her chat would have just been a clusterfuck of addresses and. So, I mean, I don't know if that's why she
if people are, as I say, doxing other people like that, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I like Crystal, but I don't like that she supports people that do that. I don't like that she sticks up for them and defends them. I don't like that she defends Chad and Twiggy and horrible people that are lying to her, but when we're telling her the truth, she doesn't even give a shit.
Yeah, she says they do nothing wrong.
There's 20 honest people that come in here and only tell her the truth, but she's listening to Chad, who's a known fucking liar who can't even say his real name.
Rhymes with Chad.
Yeah.
Well, because he doesn't use his real name doesn't make him a liar.
Especially coming from somebody named Vash'Skellar or Dr. Ivan, I'd have to agree.
Yeah, but you
wouldn't that be right, the Domina?
What, you think that's not my name?
But my name's always been out there, though.
Yeah, but I don't think you guys are hiding your real names. I mean, maybe you are.
I am.
Oh, well, I mean, Dux.
I am, absolutely. I got too many people who hate me.
You've been involved in SFN too long.
Yeah, I've got more people who hate me than you could possibly imagine. I'm sure they still do.
I wonder how you made it this long.
That's because I've never revealed anything about my real self on the internet.
Yeah.
For the most part, I've never had any kind of account under my real name. No Facebook. No. and if you go through my Dr. Ivan account, there's no family members attached to it. I mean, my mom wanted to follow me on Facebook, and I told her she couldn't because if people like started putting it together. You know, if the same last name kept popping up on it, you know, there'd be pictures of her sucking off goats. I couldn't do it, you know, and she got mad at me for it.
More pictures of that?
Listen, what are you going to get goats?
Now you come over here and kiss me. Stick your tongue out and let me taste what is real, baby.
Chris, is that your real name?
Yeah, that's my real name. Everything I say on here is 100% real.
I can't afford that luxury. I just can't.
You work for yourself, and I don't work for an employer, but that's the main reason that anyone should be concerned, is that not even so much that your employer would give a shit, but it would be embarrassing. Oh yeah, these people on the internet, they want to call my, you know, it would just be embarrassing that you're associating with people who would do that.
Well, again,
right. If I worked at like a top financial firm or something and made a ton of money, I probably wouldn't use my real name either.
But it's anybody who would do that. It's a sign of weakness. It just means they don't have the stones to argue with you properly or trash you, you know, with their wit. They have to resort to something like that, something underhanded that way.
Right.
In order to come at you, that's the mark of the biggest loser ever. People who do that.
But how you? I mean, if you have, I mean. Some trolls on the internet, they're doxing everybody, and they just want to call and try to get me fired. It's just, you wouldn't get fired for it. It's just embarrassing.
Well,
you know,
it's crazy. You know, people would try to find out any bit of information. I mean, there's maybe 2 people I've made friends with in Stern World, 2 or 3 people who know my real, you know, stuff at all, you know, who've been to my home. And,
yeah. I mean, I gotta admit, like, the weirdest thing to me, I mean, I got over the whole issue of what happened, but it's just the fact that there's somebody out there who has my stuff, like, written down in a file, like, keeping track, keeping a record of it just for...
This is somebody with nothing to do in their lives. I mean, this is, you know, I always think of that William Shatner thing when he does the Star Trek convention on Saturday Night Live, and John Lovitz, and he says, "Have you ever kissed a girl?" You know, I mean, that's
great.
It's true, though. I mean, these are people who do not go outside. Anybody who would do that, you know, and it's kind of sad. They're pathetic. So. Hey, Janela. And that's huge? Huge slot?
Hey, huge.
Vash, you're breaking up.
Badge.
Vash, you're breaking up. I saw Janela, and look what happened.
That's not the picture I wanted Janela to use.
Okay, let me see what she's using.
She's still muted.
She's gone.
Yeah, she does that quite a bit. She'll
right
be back.
Before I got in to see the picture.
It wasn't the one that I told her to use. That's all you need to know.
I know which one that is.
It's up in the chat right at the moment. If you're looking at the chat, you'll see it.
Oh yeah, I think that was the one that you wanted with the pink shirt.
No.
That's a good shot of her, actually.
Yeah.
No, it was one that she tweeted recently. That wasn't it.
What'd you guys do to Huge and Janela while I was gone? It wasn't that long.
We're a rough crowd.
Yeah.
I like Bio's new avatar.
Chase them away. They'll be back.
The kitty one? Oh, no, he's got... Oh, okay, I see.
If there was a contest, Bio would definitely win for best avatars.
Oh, yeah.
I had a professional artist draw mine.
But yeah, you would definitely take second place in avatars.
I'm just kidding. I don't know an award.
If it made you feel better.
Let's see. Who would be third?
Mine is as creepy as how I normally look.
Good bio. Did you run out of dead Kermits?
Chris, is yours actually original?
Yes.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Is that the icon you use for your DJ business?
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Yeah, I thought I saw headphones on the side of the skull.
Yeah.
I like the font.
Yeah, that's my favorite font. I try and tell
That's
anybody that
cool.
makes pictures for me to use that font. It's called like Drip or something.
It's awesome.
Uh,
Janella, are you here to stay?
Can you speak?
Nelly.
I gotta jump. I'll
It's a
talk
little
to you guys
trickier
later.
on a phone.
Okay,
Bye,
see
you
you
later.
later.
Good one, Domino.
Bye, Doc.
Bye,
Keep
honey.
up the good work. You're
Thanks,
looking better.
sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye.
Janella comes in and out a couple
Yeah.
times.
He's just teasing us with this muted audio.
I'm
Change
telling
the
you,
picture.
that's a good shot of her, though.
Yeah, it is.
I'd like to do something with her picture, but she doesn't have any good shots on her Facebook, like nothing in high res.
Uh-huh.
So it's hard to get anything to do with it. I'd like to do something nice. She's got a pretty face,
Yeah.
great big eyes. Do something cool with that.
Oh,
So
I'm
did-
sure you
so did-
good.
So is like her and Brian an item?
Who, Janella?
Yeah.
I think sort of.
Kinda.
Yeah, they're dating.
That's
Depends
cool.
what time of the day.
Yeah. The other night was fantastic.
Well,
I missed something else. I gather I've been too sick to catch up on all the drama in this place.
oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I apparently was on that one, but slept through it.
Oh, you missed out.
Well, yeah, but I did too at the end, so that's fine.
The butterfly does sneak back into the pupae every once in a while.
You want the quick update on it there, Doc?
If you want to give it to me, Scott, if you're up for it.
Let's see, if I remember right, they were supposed to go out one evening. Brian called her an hour after they were supposed to meet, saying he was sick, he wasn't going to make it. The next day when he came on ours, he hadn't called her all day, but he was seen on chats and doing all this other stuff online, so she got real mad at him because he said he was sick, but he was able to do all this other stuff.
Oh, that's a bad way to go, man. Especially if you're so public as to be in here with that shit.
And then he came on here and he was just talking about how much pain he was in, but
I mean,
Anyway,
after he did
that's
that
the
the next day and changed it from a kidney stone to a broken rib or whatever, I don't know how much I believe that. I feel like he was just tired and didn't want to go on the date.
I would believe it because just from the standpoint, he said that he thought it was a kidney stone, it was nothing. He said he found a bruise by his ribs, and he said that he was drunk one night and he fell and he didn't remember it, and that's how he ended up getting the bruise.
I still
Yeah,
say
I can believe.
pointy little elbows.
I can believe that with him.
Janella just said in the chat she has a bad connection. Can't get on.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why can't she get on?
Bummer. I don't know.
Brian?
Yeah, she has that trouble every night when she comes in here. She'll come on, get off, come on, get off. It's the connections.
Oh,
Yeah, it's different on a phone.
Yeah,
yeah, she's not doing it from a laptop or something. She's on a phone.
right.
She's
I'm on
kind
a
of a
phone.
slave to WoW. She probably has T-Mobile or some other god-awful network.
Mhm.
Cricket or
I'm kind of annoyed right now because I haven't read the whole story, but this whole Verizon thing now that's going on. I have to head over there now and see what the hell's going on. Because I have a contract, and they said no more contracts, and you got to buy the phones now, and I got to go over there and figure it out.
You have to either do installments or buy the phone outright. They don't do subsidies anymore. In other words, discounting it from $650 to $200 or.
But that's going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't change the fact that you're in a contract.
Yeah. So my contract's still good then.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And then when that comes up, then I got to deal with all this bullshit.
Well, when that comes, they're going to see their business drift away, and they'll change again. That's all.
I'm one of the guys that I don't really give a crap if I'm on a contract or not.
Well, now you will.
I've never used really.
Plan.
I've used Sprint and I've used Verizon. I have to tell you, Verizon's the most reliable thing I've ever used, at least in my area.
Yeah, same here.
It even works in the subway. It's fucking shit. I love it. It's wired in the subway, and I love it. So I'm willing.
Because I've always said this, though. Even if you are in a contract and you find a better deal, if that company really wants it, they'll buy out your contract.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me. It's kind of like cable, same thing.
All right, they'll do anything to get you. It's so competitive.
Right. They want your business. They'll buy out the other contract.
But I had Nextel first, which I really liked, and then Sprint took it over and killed it. And now I have Verizon. I've kept it for, God, it's got to be 15 years easy.
Yeah.
And I'll never go to anything else. And anybody else I know, they get dropped all the time. The network's not as good. I'm like, forget it. I'll pay more. I don't care. I mean, I know my call's going to go through.
Right.
So.
Well, it's like at my work. I started a new job here in the beginning of June, and they gave me a signing bonus, and I had to sign a waiver stating that I would be there for a year. If I don't stay a year, I got to pay the bonus back.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything, because if I get hired by somebody, I'll say, look, if you want me that bad, you're going to have to pay this money back to the company I'm leaving.
And they'll
do it.
Work ethic like that is something that's dying in this country.
Right.
I don't mean to get political, but the youth of today, they feel like, there's always a workaround. I mean, they've come up in a time where commitment is something that you only do when you're signing on the dotted line, then you find a way around it.
Yeah.
So I'm that way too. I mean, if I sign on for a job, I mean, I've worked for myself now because I found that nobody else appreciates my work ethic more than myself.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah, if my old company called me back and said, hey, we need you back, I said, all right. You got to pay this. And most of them will, because they're desperate for people. Right.
Well, it's hardest to find people who commit.
Yeah.
Who really commit and have a work ethic. I mean, that's the one thing really missing. I think with young people, and I hate to sound as old as I am, but it's the truth. It's just they've grown up in an era where everything's always been at their fingertips. They've always had the internet. My kid has never known the world without the internet.
Exactly.
I
didn't get the internet until I got into college.
Right. I didn't have the internet until I was in my 40s almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something foreign to me, and the idea that you could just go online and buy tickets and not have to stand in line for them or anything else. I mean, it's just weird. Or get music for free. Yeah. My kid never known a time when you actually paid for music.
Wait, how old are you, Doc?
I'm 55.
See, they're in a way they're missing out, because I thought that was always fun going to the.
You didn't get internet until 15 years ago?
No, I mean, it felt like that long ago, but I was 30. I was 35. 20
Good internet.
Yeah, I mean, I dial up, man.
When I switched from like 15K to 56K, I thought it was the fastest ever.
Right.
I remember getting a 2 gig hard drive and thinking, oh man, I could fit all my CDs on this 2 gig hard drive.
I just want to tell you, I remember when the Commodore VIC-20 came out. Yeah. And it was one of the first home personal computers that were, I mean, that was cheap.
So much fun.
Yeah,
it had 2 megs in memory.
And then an i286.
That's one of the things now is the kids, they don't get to go to record stores anymore, which I thought was.
I really miss that culture. I miss buying an album and knowing everything on the cover and getting the posters and the stickers inside. I mean, fucking Who Live at Leeds had 2 posters, 2 stickers.
Yeah.
Same with Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, and the Beatles' White Album. And all
sometimes you bought an album just for the cover art.
Yeah.
Oh, I have albums as framed in my apartment.
I have them framed in my office. I got a bunch framed in my office. Like rare
A
ones.
few of the older bands still put them out. Like Iron Maiden's got one coming out later this year.
Oh, vinyl has actually had some sort of resurgence. I mean, for the kitschiness of it, I would never. I mean, my turntable, I used to have a sick turntable. Because I sold electronics for years. But
yeah.
I mean, I spent. People would have bought the arm on my turntable for $600, just the tone arm.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I mean,
well, I'm a fan of listening to sports on the radio because when I was a kid, you got maybe 20 games a year you could watch on TV.
Right.
That was it. Now every single game's on. So
Scott, how old are you?
44.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. I still at times will just turn everything off and turn the radio on and listen to a game.
Right. Well, I remember when a show was the #1 show, you had to be there. There was no VCRs, nothing.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You watched All in the Family. You better, otherwise you couldn't talk about it at work the next day. You weren't aware of what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
People stayed home to watch TV.
Yeah, if you wanted to see it, maybe you'll catch it in the summer and when they did reruns.
Yeah, and you prayed that you didn't want the show you missed because they never played that shit again until 10 years later when some bad independent station got a hold of a package of them.
Yeah, you couldn't go out 2 months later and buy the whole season.
Right.
On VHS or anything.
Whole different world, man.
Yeah.
But that made it better. I mean, everybody was talking about the same things. I mean, when something was #1 in the nation, everybody watched it.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Everybody saw what happened to Archie Bunker that night.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, I always remember the last episode of MASH.
Yeah, it was huge.
And they had a big story in the paper about how, they had so many people watching it that after it ended, everybody went and used their toilets and they were having all these issues.
All these issues with plumbing. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that.
I remember that too.
People, during the commercials and everything, the plumbing took a beating. There's literally 30 million people watching it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's fucking on Independence. It's analog TV. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You think about it.
It's so bizarre because, now I can go on right now and check out any sports score I wanted to.
Right.
Back then as a kid, I either had to listen to the radio or catch the local
porno
news.
For that matter. I mean, getting a Playboy magazine was a huge thing. And now it's
a deal.
Kids are
worthless.
I know.
Now I'm spoiled. I remember seeing a Victoria magazine or Victoria Secret magazine and getting horny and stuff. Now I'm completely.
You got to push my boundaries now, motherfucker. I mean,
or we would get the Christmas catalog from Sears or J.C. Penney.
Right, the underwear ads.
Yeah, there you go. That's great.
I just remember having to, if I wanted to check the weather, I had to turn on the weather channel and wait 7 minutes and just for a 30-second
right
of the weather, and that was the only way in the world.
555-2222, and you had to call it.
Yeah.
And you should call for the time that you watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And time or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah, it's so bizarre because living in both eras now without internet and with, it's amazing how different it is.
Well, if you really see the progression of everything, I mean, sleeping out for concert tickets, I mean, all kinds of shit.
It's just the whole communication aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we talk to people back then? You wrote letters.
Well, you had you went outside more, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
As a kid, I lived outside. My kid never spent the time outside I did at our age.
But relatives that lived out of state, either you sent them a letter or you called them. Now you can do one of these every night.
And then you always got the eye from your parents because it was long distance and you paid a lot for it.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, man, you could do a Google Hangout with everybody and do this every night.
You can call internationally for free if you know how to rig the internet to your phone. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
No, I chat with my friends over in Great Britain all the time on Facebook. It's fantastic.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Skype. I mean.
Or just look at us. I mean,
I remember they used to tell us, this kind of shit would happen when I was in high school, and everybody's like, no way. Everybody will have a computer in their house, and you'll be able to do anything, and it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Picture telephones, which never really happened.
Or if we were lucky enough, like in Detroit here, they might simulcast Howard, and we had nobody to talk to about it after the show. Now we could talk about it every day if we want.
Unbelievable.
We had a whole network of people that comment during the show, and
well, I think it gets back to the same old thing. The youth has always had that. They don't understand what an amazing thing that is. It's just part of their life.
Yeah.
All
right, here's a good one for you. We had to buy encyclopedias.
There you go.
I remember the salesman coming over.
Guys used to come over with the catalog, and you'd buy Britannica or Collier's.
And you had to have a set for school.
Yeah, that's funny too, because I had a whole set of encyclopedias.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
We all did, yeah.
All the way into the 80s, man. That shit. Remember that for what was it? Britannica, and they had that weird white kid with the glasses everybody hated. Who, you have to have this, otherwise you weren't going to pass school. You would have to spend your time in the library. Going to the library, that's another thing. Yeah. To do research. Now you have it at your fingertips.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Now every kid needs a personal computer.
Yeah, you don't even have to read a book. You just get it on a tablet.
I have friends whose kids have to have tablets. They have to bring tablets to school.
Right.
Yeah.
For the part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
But here's the downfall, because my nieces and my nephew, their folks can go on anytime and look at their homework. They can see their attendance. Like when we skip, parents would never know. There's no way kids can get away with that nowadays.
Right.
Like, how did you miss fourth period today? Oh, I don't know.
The same with the house. Like everybody's got automation in their houses now with cameras, and like when I was little, you'd sneak out of the house in the middle of the night. You'd like sneak in late. You'd like all kinds of shit. Like and now you just couldn't do anything. You couldn't get away with anything.
It's getting to the point where there won't be any cash pretty soon. It'll be all on your phone, and you couldn't rob your mom's purse anymore.
You could use that excuse. You could be out on a Friday night with your friends, and you get home, mom be yelling at you. I tried calling you. No one picked up at the house. I don't know. We were outside.
Oh man, we were outside. There's no phones, ma.
Now, why'd you pick up your cell phone?
Technically, they don't even need school
following you where you go too.
Yeah.
There's an app now where they can follow where you are and where your car drove.
Oh my God! Crazy. I heard the best story on that the other day. One of the guys is a friend of my son and his friends. They slipped it onto his phone, and every time the kid would stop at a fast food place, they just call him randomly and say, "Hey, pick me up a Whataburger. Hey, get me a Big Mac and fries." How do you guys know where I am? Hey, you just went past What a Chicken. Go back there and grab it, will you?
Yeah, we had in some of the trucks that I was working on, we had a module that could tell you everything about the vehicle. When it's being driven, how fast it's being driven, where it was driven to. We used to have the companies call us and say, "Hey, we think this employee is abusing the truck and going to places he's not supposed to. Can you look up their location and from last night at 7 o'clock and tell us?" We're like, "No, we're not doing that. If you want to know where your employees are, well, we have the technology to do it, though. That's it's amazing." But yeah, I was like, no, we don't track your people. If you got a problem with your people, you deal with it. That's
really? You don't trust your own people. Don't bring you in.
Yeah, but just knowing that you can go look and see where they are and all that is just amazing.
And with the internet, they don't even really need teachers anymore. You can learn anything you want on YouTube.
Yeah.
And cars all have black boxes on them now too.
Yeah.
The insurance company can plug a jack into all of them and see exactly what you were doing before an accident happened.
Yep. People don't even realize that. So you better.
Well, I think they tipped their hand off when the companies came out with, "Hey, let us just put this little device under your dashboard and we'll guarantee you 20% off your insurance."
Yeah. A lot of people forget that's on the car, and you can easily go look and see how fast somebody was going. "Oh, I was going the speed limit." And it's like, well, we'll check the box and see for sure. You don't have to do special calculations anymore.
It's a
to
different
figure it
world.
out. Yeah.
Now in my county, they have those cameras everywhere
Yep.
that track your speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Running through red lights. Yep.
Well, and speeding ones too now.
Yeah.
Those
yeah.
are new, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I'd
The
rather.
fast turnpikes back in the 70s, they used to time you between the toll booths. Yeah, if you were going too fast, you got a ticket.
That's how they do it now, yeah. They
I
don't
wish
really
that
do it
they
that much
all
anymore,
did
but they can.
I mean, they should put cameras on every light, and that's how they should deal with, speeding infractions and stuff. Cops shouldn't even be involved in that.
Nope. I'm with Chris on this one. They should. I'm for public cameras everywhere. I like the way like Britain does it. I like the fact that you can't walk out in London without having 50 shots of you someplace.
Yep.
With terrorism and all this other crap. If you're outside, your life isn't private anymore. You're out in public.
Yeah.
That's it. Outside, let them have all the cameras they want. I'm all for it. In this day and
that's the only
age,
thing
you
that
have to have
stinks
it.
about that now is, like, I agree with you because you can be out of town somewhere and not even realize they have cameras doing that because where you live, they might not do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I think if you're out in public, you should be allowed to be filmed. I don't care. I mean, what the hell are you doing? That's so terrible.
That's like not so much my concern as much as what would happen if it was in the hands of the wrong people, either an abuse of power or hackers or and then I don't know. That's just what creeps me out about it. Not the actual. I'm not. I have nothing to hide, and I'm.
I think when it comes to hackers, they're going to get you no matter what. Doesn't matter if they have film of you outside or whatever. I mean, if your financial shit is exposed, someplace, they're going to get you.
You're more likely to be killed by a cop than a hacker.
No, I'm saying more like things like people being able to. See when you leave your house, or if there's a pattern, if there was a way to, that kind of shit.
There's always a way to watch you with or without that.
I'm just telling you, but it's making stuff easier, giving more power to situations that, could only get so bad without the assistance. But it's going to happen. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
When I think of all the people who are blowing everybody up and all this other stuff, if you could get cameras on the faces, if they know they're being watched, maybe you stem off one or two of them.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I think the really crazy ones don't give a fuck anyway, and I think anybody who really wants to get you, Rory, is going to get you, whether they have pictures or not.
Yeah, no, it's not about that. I mean, I'm in a place where that's a much higher risk than anywhere really in the area. But
you got to be careful. I know you don't want to reveal the butterfly's lair, but for the most
it's like the Batcave.
I know.
Now my only issue with all this great technology now is my bank account's been hacked 3 times now.
I don't bank online. I don't have.
I don't either. Every time it's been is because I use a credit card at a gas station or something like that. Hell, I already have a Best Buy credit card, and I received, got something in the mail congratulating me on opening a new account, and it said I already spent $2,500 of the $5,000 credit I had.
Right.
I called them up and said, "Why would I open a second card? I already have a card that I'm not even using. So why would I do this?" And they found out it was an inside job, but it's just that type of stuff.
Home Depot hacked my credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a gas station that just happened to me about a year ago. 3 of the same gas stations in the area. Somehow they used my number, and before I knew it, I bought $500 worth of stuff at 3 different gas stations.
Right.
Who the fuck does that?
I've got that little easy tag thing on my keychain. I use that now instead of running a card.
Yeah.
And that seems to be more secure, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's my only real complaint. But it's just more of a hassle because they give you the money back and all that. So
Well,
just having to go through it.
I won't even go to Home Depot anymore because they've hacked my card several times.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone there, I've had a problem, so I stopped going there. I've become a Lowe's customer. I've had luck there, but it's what they were doing is whoever was in charge of this is they were taking the credit card number and they were buying Home Depot gift cards and then selling them elsewhere in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole trip. So, they take that extra step in order to cover their tracks, in order to move the cash and launder it. But
yeah,
eventually, my credit card company always finds this shit out. I mean, I've got a great one, and they just
mine's good at it too. Because when I found the last one with the gas stations, for some reason I have a habit of going on my account every morning just to check it out, and I found these charges, and so I called them up. And then 20 minutes later, I got a call from security saying, we noticed some charges we wanted to ask you about. I said, yeah, I already called in about them. So.
Well, it's a good card when they do that.
Yeah.
But I've got like a Barnes & Noble card now, which is great around Christmas. Just every time I use it, like I get free gift cards from Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, I've got $3,000 worth of them, and so many people get them. It's just easier.
Yeah, I like my credit card because when I go out of town, if you have to gas up or whatever, they'll call me and say, "Man, we noticed that there's a charge in Indiana at a gas station." Like, yeah, I'm out there now.
Yeah, last time I was in New York, they did that to me.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because they tell you if you're going to do that. Use your card.
You can call ahead.
Right. I always forget to do that.
Me too. I'm never good at that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Somebody's talking.
His bio. With his wife.
Yep. Well, kids, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody.
Hey, Tom, take it easy. Thanks for coming in.
Yep.
Bye.
And
Well, chat's been interesting.
Oh, has it?
Yep, I've been sitting reading that for the whole time Doc was on. Keeps the argument away from him so he doesn't have to get involved with the crystal aspect of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that shit right now.
No. Nobody does.
Well, unfortunately, it's thrown in some of our faces daily, so we don't have much choice in the matter.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna read the messages I got today, but I'm done with it. I don't even care. Crystal can think whatever she wants about chat. I don't give a fuck.
When a person will refuse to listen to the only logical explanation for something by saying, "But you don't have proof," the argument's done. That's when I walk away because.
And I said to her, I said, "Well, show me proof that it's not him, then."
And that's not my job. You have to prove to me.
Yeah.
Right. Come on. I've been through this.
She ignores all of the stuff that's happened before,
It's not even that. I can see her overlooking it and looking for the good in people like she, tells everybody. It's the fact that you can't answer, why did Chad answer Justin's fucking phone repeatedly? If that wasn't his phone number. That pisses me off with her.
Well, according to her, then, the reason all of you are going after Chad is because you're bad people. Because if she's going to ignore everything that's happened beforehand, you were justified going after him, right? So she's saying, I don't believe any of that. I'm choosing to ignore all of that. Well, you're just not going after him just because you want to go after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm a bad person.
And that's what I'm saying, though. It's just stupid.
No, he's getting fucked back with because he's fucked with so many goddamn people, and they're furious with him.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That's what she's ignoring. That's what I don't agree with. You can't have it both ways.
No, of course not.
And like I said, there's 10 people in here that'll only tell her the truth, that have only ever told her the truth, and for her to go on the side of the guy that's known to have lied, who doesn't have a real name, who lies to her every time they talk, who she's caught in lies before.
Yeah.
But she
And
just
went
lets
after
that
her
on.
the way he did. On top of that,
And 6 months ago or 3 months ago or whatever it was, she was blaming him for calling CPS on her and shit. Now all of a sudden, just
That's what
because
I'm
he
saying.
talked to her and said that
Yeah.
he didn't call CPS, she just believes him.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get on here and I could be completely serious and I could say when I was 5 years old, I walked into my house, my dad had a little too much to drink, he beat the shit out of me, and then he raped me. And that's completely false, but I could tell her that and get her to believe it to be true. This idea that Chad doesn't have the capability to lie to somebody is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm saying about all of it. Just makes no sense. You just can't listen to what you want to hear. You have to listen to everything. I mean, for her to, what I heard today with Robin and her saying, well, Robin, you went out and you said this and that. It's like, well, why do you think she did that? Because of things that happened to her.
Well, wait a second. I thought Crystal just said that she was forgetting all those things said in the past. So obviously it's only if a certain person says the thing, she's willing to forget it. She's not going to forget if anybody from this side had said something bad.
Right.
Yeah, and that was my whole point too. And that's what I sent her in a message.
My point is, if you're going to take that approach, then you're basically calling Robin a horrible person because she's going after Chad. There's no reason why, to you, there's absolutely no reason why Robin should be doing that to Chad. She wasn't provoked in any way or anything.
And I wrote that to her. I wrote like, why you're so consumed on having Chad's defense and knowing that he's telling the truth and stuff. How come you're not consulting my girlfriend who's getting calls at 4 o'clock in the morning? How come you're not consulting Rory in his job who's getting calls? How come you're not consulting any of the people from here that Chad puts out information on or that anybody else puts information on? You're so worried about Chad.
Her answer is this.
She blamed it all on Jimmy. That's why.
Her answer is this. I'm not... What did you say? I'm not defending Chad. That's all she says.
She gave me the reason. It's because Jimmy made those phone calls. It wasn't Chad. Jimmy made all of those phone calls. Jimmy's the real culprit here. That's her fucking excuse.
Yeah.
And I said, except Jimmy didn't have access to at least one phone number that was called. That's what kills your fucking argument. Well, that doesn't mean he didn't get it some other way. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jimmy didn't call Rory's fucking work. That's bullshit. I mean, Jimmy did call my girlfriend, or Nell called my girlfriend at 4 o'clock in the morning a few times, or a bunch of times. But,
but you can't say he didn't call Rory's work. You don't know. It could have been, but that's not the point.
Right.
The point is all the shit that they were tweeting out about Rory 2 weeks beforehand that came from nobody but, what's his name, and Chad. Right. And all the shit they were putting out against me for weeks on end that only came from them. Yeah, Jimmy had nothing to do with that shit.
Well, they were actually reading Chad's tweets to Crystal in that chat today, and she didn't want to hear any of it.
Well, of course not.
Yeah. She also told me...
If I want to go back to my history, I can pull up some juicy ones, too.
The last thing she wrote me was that she'll defend all those things if I can send her proof. I was like, well, Chad can't prove that he's not Justin, but you defend the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
What was her answer?
She didn't reply.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now she'll say, well, both of them were in Elisa's show last night. There's your proof.
No, they weren't, for God's sakes. Neither had one didn't have audio and the other one didn't. I know. And that was, I already answered that question while the show was going on last night because I knew that was going to be her defense.
Yeah. No, she's sticking to that, so.
Yeah, let her.
Yeah, I got home from work and saw that. I was like, I'll listen.
The one thing I know inside and out is the pod trash people hate Elisa. And that's where her bread is buttered at the moment. So if she wants to be Elisa's big defender, she's going to find her ass on the street in another month or so. You watch.
I mean, there's no defending Elisa. If that's what she wants anyway, of course people are going to get mad at her. I mean, because there's just no defending that scum.
Yeah, I don't know how you can defend any after the way they've treated people.
And not even that, the way that they've treated her. Like, they've done things to her, too, that she's just acting like never happened now.
Yeah.
The CPS numbers, Chad calling, or Chad giving out the number to the CPS, or whatever had happened, like, that's as low as it gets.
Yeah.
That's trying to take her kids away, and she still just, like, forgives it like it's nothing.
Chad told him...
Call up Pollyanna,
too, so this is
I don't know
history
that,
if he wanted to do that.
Yeah, Chad told her it wasn't him, so she just believes it.
Yeah, she said that could have been someone entirely different that did that, and it wasn't Chad.
Right.
Okay, but he's the one that put the thought into somebody's head. If it was, if you want to believe that.
I argued that huge with her for days.
Yeah.
Told you, I'm the mastermind behind all of this.
There you are. It's your nose.
Yeah. I'm not doing the nose thing. You just haven't refreshed.
Oh, you changed?
Yeah, it says straight out of Fucks to Give.
Yeah, nope, I'm not seeing that one.
Yeah, that's the one I see.
Google's weird like that.
That's okay. I like the Bloom County guy anyways.
Bloom County was the best. So glad he's doing it again.
Has he realized that he's in the future now? I haven't read it in about a week.
Yeah, it's an assumption that it's time has passed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only read the first one. I got to go back and catch up.
How come the kid didn't age?
I don't know.
That was the one thing that threw me when I first looked at it. Shouldn't he have been an adult?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love when he used to just, mimic, stories that were going on for real. Like he did that whole spiel when the NFL had scabs playing football, and then he replaced all his characters with scabs. Oh, it was so good. And then he had like a little he had a little penguin that replaced Opus, and the only thing it said was Reagan sucks. And then he got a ton of heat for that all over the country, and so he had to fire the little guy. It was great. In real life, he got a lot of heat for saying Reagan sucks. So in the strip, he went ahead and fired the little character for saying that. It was hilarious. Remember back then, it was presidents were still revered more than they are today. You still respected the position a lot more than today. Nowadays, a lot of people say a lot of bad things about the president that they wouldn't have said 20, 30 years ago. Just out of respect for the position.
Yeah, there has been a big loss in that.
Yeah.
Over the last 18 years or so.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Integrity doesn't really exist as it did anymore. I mean, integrity just doesn't even...
Yep.
I see so little of it in work and personal relationships, and it just doesn't mean anything to anybody. And maybe because my grandparents I was around, I had grandparents around most of my life. Like, they lived a long time. I guess I picked up something from them.
Yeah, it's how you were raised. I still, it doesn't matter if I like the current president or not. I still respect the position.
Respect the position, but he's a dumbass.
See, I wouldn't say something like that.
I say I would. And I'm older than you. I just think he's an idiot. He's a community organizer in a position he never should have been in.
No, that's not my point. My point, I'm not trying to argue about anything. I'm not leaning one way or the other. I'm just saying, you don't call the president any names. Don't care if you like him or not. He's still in the position of president, and you should respect that.
Well, what does respect mean, though? I mean, does it mean you don't disagree with him? You don't voice your opinion on what he's doing right or wrong? Or
calling him names and stuff what's the point of that? If you don't agree with his policies, that's fine, but you don't call me N-word or say he's a moron or stupid things like that.
I might do that. That Iran deal might seal his entire reputation for the rest of his life.
You're never going to agree with everybody on every topic. It's not possible.
Oh, Billy.
And you could, if you don't agree with, him sending people off to war, that's fine. But there's a way to go about it. Is all I'm saying.
What is the way, though? What is the way?
Well, I think you can voice your opinion without getting personal and attacking him or his family.
No, I wouldn't attack his family. All my stuff's directly voiced towards him, in particular.
Which is fine. If you want to disagree with what he's doing, great. But why does name calling have to come into it?
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Moronic, idiotic, yeah. Quick, let's have a fight. Give Chad something to talk about. Oh, Scott and Bayer were fighting. They were throwing presidents at each other. Oh, this fucking cat won't get off me.
I'm trying to think of a president you could pick up and chuck.
There we go.
W maybe.
Well, in his current form, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a big guy, was he?
Senior?
No, junior.
I don't know. Junior was fairly good size. I thought he was like close to 6 foot, wasn't he?
Was he? I don't know. I never really looked into that. I was just thinking.
Oh,
when it just ran through my mind, I had to stop and think for a second. He never looked hefty.
No.
Who are you talking about?
W.
Ah.
His physical attributes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to throw Clinton.
Yeah, you never know what would come off of him. You might get herpes just touching him.
It's an awful thing to say about Monica. You have no proof.
I like Monica. She's really cleaned herself up, and she made a bad mistake, and
yeah,
she got her name screwed across the entire world.
Yeah.
I think she's come a long way since then. She's a pretty girl.
I don't even know what she does now.
I'm not exactly sure. She's on Twitter.
Where she's living or anything. Is she in the States or Canada?
Yeah, she's in the. I believe she's still in the States. She's on Twitter.
Okay.
Oh, Cat, you have to go. No. Dee's lurking in the chat.
You count it?
No, Dee.
You can't log in it.
She'll get brave and come on in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cynthia was around when she went to bed. Probably has to work again tomorrow.
But don't you normally do 5 days a week?
I'm sorry?
Don't you normally do 5 days a week?
Not if you live in Sudbury, Canada.
I do, but I don't know what Cynthia's schedule is. I think nurses work.
She's on 4s as 12
But she puts in like 12, 14-hour days, though, doesn't she?
Actually, she has 3. She's on 3s, 3 12s.
Okay.
That's standard nursing pretty much now.
Yeah, I like my work. Monday through Friday, flex time, so as long as I'm in by 9 o'clock. I try to get in about 7:30 if I can. Take an hour lunch, get out of there about 4:30. Beat the traffic home.
I think my cat's retarded. It likes when I grab its head and just shake it violently.
Yeah, mine does too.
What do you think? It's getting a massage.
No, I'm like shaking its head like it's like gonna spin off.
He's male?
Yeah.
Yeah, my male cat's the same exact way.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The cats are funny animals.
Uh-huh.
Some days they will put up with tons of shit. Other days, 1.5 scratches on the belly and your arm's gonna be pulled black a bloody pulp. You know?
Oh, you fat bastard! Get up.
No, I don't want to.
No, you're my cat.
Oh.
He got up on me. I was kind of like laying back with my leg up in the air. Kind of feel like a girl at a gynecologist visit, but he crawls right up and lays on my chest with his head right underneath my chin.
Mm-hmm.
He's too big.
Yeah.
And he sheds. Big old coon cat.
Yeah, mine's called a ragdoll cat. If you look up pictures of him, the first white and brown one you see is the spitting image of him. He does the same thing, sleeps on my chest every night, or on my side, depending which way I'm sleeping. Head tucked into my chin.
This cat won't do that.
Oh, really?
He'll only get up on me like this if I'm sitting in this chair.
Oh, that's weird. And that's the opposite, because if I'm sitting here, he'll never climb in my lap.
I know, it's
when it's in the bed.
So pickle. Pickle. Why the fuck did I say pickle? Pickle.
Hey, you're not on meds anymore. You don't have that excuse anymore.
I wish I was. Sometimes. Yeah, so I go back in, and he goes, "Do you have a ace bandage on this?" And I said, "No." I said, "The last guy I was in here and saw, he just told me, steri strips and cover it with a Band-Aid." He goes, "Well, if you were wearing the ace bandage, it would have helped with the swelling." I'm like, what the fuck? Why didn't someone tell me this 2 weeks ago?
Right.
So he sent me home with another one.
Doesn't icing help with the swelling?
Yeah, that too, yeah.
And you can't request to get more pain medication?
I asked when I first started to run out, because I told him, I said, I'm having a hard time sleeping as is.
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't do it?
No.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Oh, well. I made it.
Yeah,
I'm still not sleeping that well, but oh well.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the strong stuff, but he should have been able to give you something.
Yeah, that's what I was
hoping
for. But, oh well. I'll live. Less pills to take.
Why, suffer in the pain if you don't have to?
It's not so much pain as just noticing the discomfort would wake me up.
Yeah.
It was hard to get to sleep, so I would just lay there. So I'd have to wait till I'm like completely exhausted, then go lay down.
Right.
And then I'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
Not the ideal way to go to sleep. Oh well.
Yeah. Any way you can go to sleep at the moment's a good way, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I thought I could without hurting myself, I'd drink myself to sleep a couple of nights a week.
Yeah. Yeah,
that does create a new set of problems for you.
Yeah, I have a hard enough time sometimes.
Yeah.
Sober and half asleep. I can't imagine drunk and half asleep. I'd probably get up and try to walk.
You'd only make it a quarter of a step down before you knew it.
That's about all I made last time.
Bouncing in the walls.
Exactly.
Losing your balance.
Yeah, well, 2 more weeks. Maybe you'll be able to touch down then. Because that's all they're going to let you do for probably a week or two anyways. Put the tip of your toe down once you get the cast on. And then hop skip over it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they did so much work, there's no way in hell they're going to let you fuck it up on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm going to call and find out what he meant, because I was just shocked when he first said another 2 weeks, and then when he mentioned putting a cast on, I was just like, I was still shocked from the first statement. I didn't think to ask. I'm going to find out what this whole fucking cast thing is about.
Maybe it's not a cast, maybe it's like a splint.
That's what they've kind of got me on now. They had me in the full enclosed air cast before, and then they put me on like a protective, sort of the same thing, but it's not fully wrapped around, because part of the problem I was having is the inside of my swollen ankle, on the outside swollen ankle was rubbing against the inside of the air cast.
Yeah.
No matter if it was inflated or not. So it was just making it worse. And then he said,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, he said I just have to wear that just as protection if I'm going to be out and about.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably want to put you back into something because they're fearful of you hitting it against something or...
Yeah, that's what they got me in now.
Yeah.
He said a cast, and I'm like...
Yeah, that don't make sense. Full
wonder
cast.
if they're going to break it and then set it.
Yes, I never had an air cast. I had a regular cast, but they call it a splint. It just didn't go all the way around. Then they wrapped it with an ace bandage. I sprained my ankle bad one time.
I'm wondering if they're thinking, now that they've done all the work, they're going to break it and then reset it. And then put it in a cast. I don't understand what's going on.
You think they would have told you that already.
They haven't told me much.
Yeah.
So I'm telling my wife they should have some kind of what to expect, what's normal. what to look out for. You know what I mean? You'd think that they would hand you out something like that when you go through surgery like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you think they would tell you these are all the steps you're going to have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, some doctors are funny, though. They don't give you much info, and other ones tell you too much.
Yeah.
Some doctors are great about giving you pills, and other ones don't give you anything.
Yeah, I blame Rory. He's an asshole.
Absolutely, Rory Salt.
My fault.
What?
Oh, Harry, he is alive.
We're just doing a wave check.
I think you woke him up.
I don't know. Earlier it sounded like Rory was like talking from inside a closet someplace.
Damina hasn't let him out yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's still
I'm
sitting
locked
on your
up for
face.
most of it.
Sounds like it.
Damina, get off my face.
Yeah, I gotta.
Are you sleeping there, Rory?
Yeah, sounds like you need to go to bed, dude.
Yeah.
I'm about to. Yeah.
Good night.
Alright, night, guys.
No,
see you
take
tomorrow.
care.
Don't play with it. It will just wake you back up.
I know.
Only for 30 seconds.
I know.
And then it's deep sleep.
I know.
I've done that
Tomorrow
before.
What
What do you think put me to sleep an hour ago?
Exactly. Alright, later on.
Take care.
Yeah, he needs to get more sleep.
Yeah.
Good God.
Now, luckily, when I get home, I take a nap for about an hour, so I probably shouldn't because now I'm wide awake. Be better off not sleeping.
Plus, they haven't let you hang here all night, so
Right.
you gotta have priorities in your life.
Yeah, my priority should be getting up earlier for work.
Oh, like they're gonna fire you.
Right. That's a real relaxing week. My boss and a bunch of the people are over in Korea. So,
Well, that makes it much nicer.
yep. There's not a whole lot of people at the office this week.
Did you want to be one of the ones going?
No.
Yeah, let's say I don't think I would either.
I like traveling, but I don't like 8-10 hour flights. You know. I mean, like I said, when I had the old job, we split up the route to East Coast and West Coast. I wanted East Coast not only because of the cities I was going to go to, but because all my flights were going to be less than 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy goes to the West Coast, and all his flights are 5-6 hours. I don't like those. Never have.
It only took me like 3 hours to get from Philly to Vegas.
How's that possible? It takes me 4.5 from Detroit to Vegas.
Maybe I might be mistaken. I don't remember, but I could have sworn it was only like 3 hours when I moved here. I'm
Okay.
not positive though.
Yeah, it's a little less than 3 from here to Boston.
Where are you?
Detroit.
It's a little less from Detroit to Boston.
No, it's a little less than 3 hours.
I'm still surprised there's automotive jobs in Detroit,
Why?
from everything you hear.
Yeah, I thought they were all gone. Is that what you do?
Yeah, no, there's plenty of jobs. It was just a rough patch. Everybody got big, too fat and happy, and now they had cut back. And give it another 10 years, they'll get big, fat, and happy again, and go through this again.
Big, fat, and happy's no way to go through life, son.
At least until he retires, it is.
Or you're Santa Claus, one or the other.
You can see it already with the way people are doing things. Like I said, when I was at Chrysler, we knew we were going to be going on the road. I'd be going for a week, and they would never plan anything out too far in advance. Meaning, Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, they'd be, okay, you need to be in Boston or New York Monday morning. So just take a guess how much flights cost when you're booking on a Friday and you're leaving Sunday or Monday. You're talking over $1,000 for a flight, which is ridiculous. And then it's not just me. There could be 7, 8 people doing that.
Where did your company go?
I'm sorry?
Where did your company go on vacation or whatever?
No. When I used to have to go work on vehicles.
I thought that wherever you work now was all out somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. The company I'm at now, they're over in Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, high voltage batteries being built at the plant in Korea.
It's a money maker for them, but not for people who use them.
Donna, you're an unemployable troll, but an unemployed troll. Now get us straight.
I'd hire everybody if I could.
Oh, you'd regret that.
Well, it's nice to be employed because if you can pay your bills and have some extra money, to have some fun, then life's pretty good. People bitch about, I gotta go to work. I say, well, it's better than
my position.
better than not going to work.
Yeah, Clea, we've seen how much that has worked, actually.
Shit, I wish I didn't have to go to work.
Everybody's in that boat, but, I wish I didn't have to go either, but actually I enjoy what I do. And
So, yeah, I loved it when I was an X-ray tech. I look forward to that job every freaking night I went.
Yeah, at least if I have to go to work, I'm going somewhere where I enjoy it somewhat.
Yeah, I worked basically out of the emergency room, so I never knew what was coming in. I wasn't in the same routine over and over again.
That's the best job because that's the worst thing about working is the redundancy. Having to do the same thing over and over and over, and it gets horrible.
Yeah, whenever I mastered a profession, I quit. I couldn't deal with it anymore. It got too fucking boring. It's absolutely how it went down. When I knew everything there was in cable TV, I left it. When I knew everything there was in video engineering in a TV studio, I left it.
Yeah, like last
we just knew, so.
Last week we had 25 battery packs come in from Korea, and we had to make some board modifications. Change resistors out, add some stuff. So that was a lot of fun. I don't do that a ton. So took time, but 2 days worth of that. And this week I'm doing something.
Experimental?
No, these are vehicles people can purchase.
Oh, okay. It's just modifications that were needed for it?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was just saying there was just modifications that were known that had to be made.
Yeah, I mean, these are going in vehicles that are coming out in 2018, so we're still finding issues with the battery packs, that things aren't working right, and we have to fix them.
Mm-hmm. Do you get paid well for that?
Yeah, get paid real well.
That's what's up.
No, that's the thing right now. I tell kids this. I'm an electrical engineer. They are hard to find nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of kids don't go into engineering. Not even electrical. It could be mechanical, civil, whatever.
A lot go into chemical down here because of the refineries.
Right. But it's a great market to go into if you can handle all the math and science and all that, because they're having trouble finding good qualified people to work. So that's the kind of industry you want to go into. You don't want to go into. Yeah, you don't want to. You have a degree?
No, that's the only issue.
Yeah, a little bit of a hurdle. But yeah, if you go in an industry where there's tons of people, dime a dozen, and it's tough, a lot tougher.
That's why I went into radiology. It was something I'd always wanted to do when I was in high school because I thought it was an interesting job. And then when I was tired of working in cable, there was a huge demand for them all across the country. And they had started a brand new program at the local community college.
Yeah.
So I was like, heck yeah, I can get right into that with no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the hands-on aspect of it.
Yeah.
Figuring out what's wrong with the vehicle, taking stuff apart. I like doing all that. everything. People don't realize, these newer vehicles, how many different modules are in them and what they control. And a lot of these vehicles have like 20 plus modules in them. They have a module that controls braking, a module that controls your door windows and door locks, and you got 4 of those, one for each door. And
I would love if the engine would go back to the way it was, where you just had a carburetor, a distributor, a set of points.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to work on.
Yeah. These new cars, you can't just take them to a local shop and they can fix it. You need special tools to talk to the modules and figure out what's wrong with them.
And then you've got to have special screwdriver sets to get to the freaking recessed screws, or you've got to have offset bent wrenches to get even like the freaking head of the motor off.
Yeah, I couldn't even get like a friend to fix my transmission and shit when I fucked it up because it was a no maintenance transmission, so it had to be maintenance by a mechanic.
Yeah.
So it had to be like leveled out on hydraulics and shit.
Yeah. That's how they get you now.
Yeah.
Not like the good old days, you could fix it on your own.
A $300 job or whatever cost me $1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only other problem though too is like my last 2 vehicles I lease vehicles, and last 2 I've had to take them in for warranty issues, recalls. They get so many recalls nowadays because they're rushing these vehicles out to meet the public's demand and what they want on a vehicle. They don't have the time to really test them and make sure everything's correct. A lot of the testing is done when they get in the customer's hands and they drive them. That's why when you saw the whole ignition switch issue with the General Motors, it's not that they were trying to pull a fast one, but these vehicles go out so fast that they don't have time to really diagnose these things and find issues like that.
Were they the ones with the car was catching on fire? The wire?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, eventually they all have a major issue somewhere, whether it be a airbag or a braking or a fire issue,
Let's go back to the old Pacer days. Get rear-ended in traffic and expect to explode.
Yeah. Well, it used to be too when a new product was coming out, you had 2-3 years to work on it. Now you get maybe 16 months, if that. A lot of times they want a new vehicle produced in 12 months. It's not possible.
No, you're right. Not to get everything worked out in it.
Right.
And then again, it comes into what Rory was saying about how there's no integrity these days.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They just care about the bottom line, which is profit.
Right. Well, the other problem too is, I don't want to say people don't care, but they get moved around so much and so frequently that I could be working on something, and then an issue comes up in 2 years, and I'll be 2 different jobs away from that. So they have nobody that's experienced on how it was built, And for me, I'm like, well, I got a new position, so I don't give a crap about that. I got my own stuff to do now. I don't have time to be worried about that. You get a lot of that type stuff.
Yeah, it's not my job.
Yeah. Because nobody wants to deal with huge problems like that. And a lot of it's simple stuff that just because people move around so much, they're just not experienced enough to look for certain things.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
like, for example...
It's on your line position, sure.
Yeah, like, for example, nowadays you'll have 2 different modules that will keep your odometer reading. So if you have to replace a cluster, you'll have 2 modules you can refer to tell you what the mileage is, so you can put the correct mileage into the new cluster.
Right.
Well, some vehicles, we had one vehicle when I worked at Saturn, the engineering didn't do that. They only put it into one module, and so they had all these issues because they couldn't get correct odometer readings. That's a huge no-no.
Oh, absolutely. Weren't they based out of Tennessee originally?
Yeah, but then they just got rolled into General Motors. and everybody had to move up here in Tennessee. And they still built the vehicle down there, but all the engineering came up here.
Mm-hmm.
And it just became a normal vehicle like any other General Motors product. It wasn't a separate company like it used to be.
Right.
There was a lot of bitterness towards that, too, because people liked the whole Saturn. People that worked on it were like, because it was easier, because you only had to deal with 2 vehicles, which is so much easier to deal with than having to deal with 20 different vehicles coming out over the next 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting industry, always something. You say, I've seen everything, and then something pops up, and I haven't seen that.
Yeah. But anytime you play with electronics on that scale, you're always going to run into that shit anyways, though.
Right.
Either 2 wires that weren't gauged right and are bleeding across through the insulation, screwing up the data stream, or...
Oh, shit. When I first started, I was working on power sliding doors on minivans for General Motors. And you wouldn't believe the issues they had with power sliding doors. It's amazing. Just, they weren't built correctly, so they weren't on the track correctly, so they wouldn't close properly. Technicians, because it was new technology, didn't know how to fix them, so they would try to fix them. They couldn't fix them, and the customer would have to bring the vehicle back 2-3 times, and now you're dealing with angry customers because you can't fix the problem.
Well, it's starting to fall into lemon law, too, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. You start getting into that. Once they bring the vehicle back enough times, which is 3 times, then you're obligated to buy the vehicle back. So...
And that doesn't help them in the long run at all.
Right.
That's where all the found on road dead jokes come up. And
yeah. Well, then as a customer, if you have to fix my car 3 times and still don't get it right and buy the car back, why would I buy another product from you? I'll go to Ford or Chrysler or somebody and buy one of theirs. There is a lot of truth in that, though, because I'm sure you guys have heard that you never want to buy the first year of a new vehicle that comes out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because that's when they find all the problems.
Yep.
So you want to wait till year 2 or 3 if you really want that type of vehicle.
Yeah, I made that mistake when Fiero first came out.
Yeah.
I was driving down the highway, and they had a plastic sheath over the throttle cable, and it would crack in the cold weather.
Yeah.
So I'm on 6 inches of snow, and all of a sudden my throttle pegs itself to the ground, and I can't get it to come down.
Yeah.
I was up to a good 85, 90 miles an hour in 6 inches of snow, saying, what the fuck am I going to do at the moment? Because I don't have a backseat to even dive into to let this thing crash.
Right.
And luckily, kicking the pedal finally was enough to make the wire, vibrate enough to have the piece of plastic unhook itself from the linkage and let it come back down to speed. But then it's like, do I dare step on the fucking gas pedal again?
Yeah. Yeah, you come across some interesting shit, that's for sure.
It was a fun little car, though.
Yeah, and there's a lot of little things that you don't think of that cause big problems. Like I had to work on airbags at one point, and they gave these airbags really bizarre names. Like instead of just saying, this airbag is located here and calling it that, like left front door airbag, they come up with these really goofy names for them, and technicians didn't know where these things were located, and so they would start replacing airbags that they thought they were replacing the right airbag, but they weren't.
Would they even have something like cheetah airbag or something like that? Or?
Yeah, they would give like front well airbag, and then really it should have said, passenger dashboard airbag.
Yeah, but to say
something like that,
They were calling it the leg well.
Yeah. And so people, they'd be like, I don't know where the fuck this thing is, and they think they have the right one, and they didn't. And because, like I said, you can hook up a tool, and it tells you what the diagnostic code is and what the problem is. So it would say, front well airbag, and so they thought that they were working on the correct airbag, but they really weren't. So they ended up replacing the wrong airbag. So, a lot of problems like that.
Well, that gets all blamed on the technical writer, though.
Yeah. Well, everybody, because the people that assign the parts and put them in the system, they come up with the naming of the component, and if they don't put it in right, then the technical writer takes it and says, "Well, this is what they're calling it, so this is what I put in the manual."
Yeah,
and then the technician looks at it.
Passenger airbag, and it's the end of it because there were backseat airbags back then,
right?
Or side door airbags.
Yeah. So just bizarre things like that. Just stupid things that cost the company a lot of money. And you think there would be very basic things that wouldn't be an issue, but they are.
Oh yeah, no, there's nothing worse than getting a freaking repair manual and not understanding what they're saying in it.
Yeah.
And it's not from a lack of, I don't have a bad throttle, Donna.
Well, yeah, the problem is
it's just because of the way they describe it. If they would just either take a picture of the part location or describe it where it is.
Right. Well, there's also the issue of those manuals have to be done so far in advance in order to get them out so they can print them and get them out on time to the dealerships, that they might still be working on issues on the car and fixing things, and that manual has already been written. And then they make changes to it, and then the manual is no longer good because they've made those changes.
Yeah, but even the climber editions and those are usually a pain in the ass to try and figure shit out from.
Yeah. Like I said, if it's any new technology, technicians have a hard time with it. Because they haven't seen it before, and technicians get paid based on fixing things. That's, it's all timing for them. You might get 0.2 of an hour to replace this module, and if they spend any more time than that, then they lose money on it.
Yeah.
So they're not going to spend a lot of time trying to diagnose and trying to find the root cause of the problem. They're going to say, I only got 0.2 of an hour, this is what I'm doing, it worked before, I'm going to do it again.
But that's another weird engineering group anyways, the guys who figure out the timing of everything.
Yeah.
Because these people have never actually done the job, so they have no clue about how you're going to scuff your knuckle on this part every time you try and turn the wrench on that part. And it's going to slow you down 5 more minutes,
Right, and that's all they do are time studies, so that's their job. So they'll sit there and they'll say, well, I'm going to do this time study now and taking this component out. But they already have all their tools laid out. They know exactly what they need to do it. They've already read the procedure. So it's not like, they can just, if it's brand new and then try to figure out what they need and where it's located and how to take other things apart. They already know all that. So that, so it's really not a true time.
Right.
And like I said, if they get the vehicle in and it takes them more than 0.2 to, that's what they get for a diagnostic, is 0.2, and if it takes them longer than that, then they say fuck it, we're just going to replace a part because I'm out of time now, I'm not getting paid for this. So it's an interesting area.
Well, at least you're working with the new builds, so it's way interesting. It's not like you're dealing with either retrofitting something which is the same job over and over and over again, or...
True. Yep. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun. A lot of headaches, but at the same time you learn a lot, and always something new coming up. So everybody's probably bored of my mechanic talk.
No, I think it's interesting. I'm just looking at Diego's last comment about Elisa twittering out something.
Oh.
I have her blocked, so I can't see it. So hopefully he'll tell us in about 30 seconds what she said.
Let me see. I'll go look and see if I can see it.
Yeah, I'm blocked too, so.
I'm not a big Twitter guy, so I'll go see if
Well,
I can
actually, I
see
may
it.
not be blocked. I could probably go look it up through her account.
I'm sure it's something stupid that doesn't matter anyway.
It's a picture of her wearing a shirt that says "I love Crystal," and her quote is, "I love Crystal. Buy this shirt sold exclusively through Crystal Roberts or Ask Chad."
Oh, that's cute. She has a new best friend.
Yeah.
Give it a month.
Now they're trying to sell shirts.
Before September 1st. No, actually, no. I'll give it till October 1st. That will so be over with.
It says, buy this shirt sold exclusively through Crystal Roberts or Ask Chad.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that kill the exclusivity through Crystal Roberts?
Right. That was the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Sad.
Sloppy rating.
Oh well.
Oh, Clay, you did that to Benji? I didn't know that. It was a great move, by the way.
What's that?
Oh, that was a great move.
When Benji was broadcasting live from the Apple Store, you can't do it.
That was Clearsider, because that was the funniest episode she's had. Yeah, I expected them to talk about it on the show too, which they never did. I went back to listen.
Yeah.
But they were on break, and they didn't. It was like the first day of their break that they had, like a 2-week summer break or whatever. So by the time they got back, it was probably old news and not even brought up.
I really.
Plus, I think Benji, I'm sure, purposely didn't bring it up. He's probably not even allowed to bring it up because it has to do with her show.
Yeah. He was pretending it was a KAF party. He was at an Apple Store instead. I knew the zip code because EJ showed it on the show. Apple Store in the same exact zip code called them. That's awesome.
They said there was a homeless guy in there broadcasting and harassing people. So security came over and made him leave.
Brian in Jersey said, "I lost my job at Yugo a while back."
I was just going to point that out to you. I didn't know Brian.
How fucking long was Yugo? Yugo hasn't been around for a long time.
Well, they're still in Europe, aren't they?
Are they?
I'm pretty sure that you can still get them. Oh, no, maybe not.
So what kind of job would he have here, though, for that?
You go here, you go there. Called them, said I was a customer in the store, didn't want to create a scene, but homeless guy was bothering me and my kids. They said they know who I was talking about watching it. Yeah, we know that homeless bastard. We've been watching him for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's so funny after he called Leva homeless. Well, basically homeless.
Yep.
Correct you with the terminology.
Yeah, Benji's just way too bizarre for me.
And I'm sorry, I've never really found him that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
Always tried to like him, but when he does that same old bullshit that he does, enough's enough. Can't answer a simple question.
And I never forgave him for being allowed to be the guy that wedged Jackie out of the seat either. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about any of that. I don't really like his comedy or his shtick or anything that goes into it. I like when they bust on him. I like when they call him out for being dumb.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure how many jokes he feeds Howard that Howard uses. So
I'm sure he uses.
I think there's a bunch of them because Howard's really not a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's just good at being the ringmaster and keeping funny people around him and keeping them being funny during the show.
But how do we know that the jokes aren't coming from Fred, though?
I don't think Fred writes that much at all anymore.
Yeah.
EJ has herpes. There's no way to ever tell who's writing what. But it was like Elisa when she took that picture of the green room and she had 10,000 notes written across the walls, taped everywhere and stuff, trying to show, like, look at how much I produced for this show today.
Yeah.
You sat there and wrote fucking notes and stuck them on the thing and made sure a picture was taken. That's what you produced today. None of those lines we used on the show.
Well, I will say this: we don't, we know what we know about her, but just hearing comments from stern folk about her, we're not that far off.
Not at all.
Not many people like her at all.
She was fired, no matter what she wants to spin it as. Oh, Howard tried to save my job. If Howard tried to save your job, you'd still be working for Howard because Howard owns the company.
Yeah.
You worked for 112 Productions. You didn't work for Siri.
Yeah, she must have.
They don't give a shit about the convoluted pay scale of who wrote the check.
Right.
It all came out of the same fucking fund.
A lot of people do not like her over there.
Oh, they can't stand her.
Yep.
Same as the people on Cobra Starship couldn't stand her. Same as her parents couldn't stand her. That's why they sent her off to boarding school. Where she had to shower with 2 other girls under the same shower head morning, noon, and night.
Yeah, right. Just amazes me you can't get along with anybody. That's...
Yeah, exactly. But everybody else is always to blame. They always leave her.
It's not that hard to get along with people, even if you don't like them.
Oh yeah, look, I get along with Chris. On the show.
Exactly.
Everybody tolerates me.
Bio's still here. You still see Scott. If you did that a little bit louder and faster, you could be Danny from L.A. Ha ha!
Yeah, he's something else too.
Danny's a good guy.
Yeah.
He just has his demons.
Yep. I love his paranoia about being a homo.
No homo. Slash tag
Hashtag no homo. I'd suck your cock.
But 3 times during the show, he'll also point out how handsome some man is. So it does beg the question.
Yeah. Rory, I'd suck your cock.
He did tweet me a message about a picture that I posted. What did he see? I'll read it. Where'd he go? Something about that I was looking very good in a non-homo way. Oh no, he said looking handsome. He said looking handsome, Chris. I mean that in the straightest way possible.
Yeah. He was talking about his cock.
That's what I'm saying. He's so obsessed with that he has to throw that in every time. It's like,
Yeah, his cock was the straightest way possible at the time.
I can give a guy a compliment. I don't sit there and go, oh man, he must think I'm a homo.
Trying to think of a compliment to a man.
Yeah, but I would be comfortable enough that if I did, that I wouldn't have to say,
No,
oh,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just trying to think if I ever had him. Oh, you look good, George.
Right, yeah, I
must have.
don't think I've done that.
George, those new boxer briefs are just like bee's knees for you, man.
You made the right choice. Those are great. They look awesome on you.
I want to know if I was passed out on the floor right now. He tried to step down.
That's probably
maybe the cat got him.
Yeah, he's probably over in another hangout. If there's any going on.
No, he's not muted. We'd hear him.
Yeah, I did type in BRB, so.
Oh, all right. I missed that. Now you say it, I see that.
I don't even know if anybody else has a cat going on or not.
Nope, no idea.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the big visit to Canada happening today or tomorrow?
When did I watch? I saw one of his. I didn't see it live, but she was already there.
Oh, all right. Well, I could be
over the weekend or something. Early this week.
Idea.
Yeah, she's already there. Yep.
Well, he finally got laid. Maybe that's going to take away some of his piss and vinegar at the moment.
Yeah, who knows? He's hard to figure out. I want to say I have no, I like him and all, but then he does stupid things to make me retract that.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're doxing people, you can't be sweet and innocent like you claim to be.
Right.
I took that show down so nobody saw it. No, you doxed him, so it was out there for X amount of time, and that's all it takes of it.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't matter if it's out there for 1 second or 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The thought and the intent was there, so that just makes it bad in itself. So I don't care if it's out there or not. Why would you even think about doing that?
Yeah. But it always comes from people who think they have nothing to lose. That's the funniest part about it.
Yeah.
They don't realize how if you piss somebody off enough, they can come up with ways for you to end up losing in the long run. May not happen today or tomorrow. Give it a few weeks. Give it a month.
Right.
See where you're sitting at that point in time. It's kind of like Elisa thought she had absolutely nothing to lose by all of us walking off the show. Except she went from damn near 200 viewers a night down to 100. Almost overnight.
Right. Yeah, and I think everybody had the same reason why they left. They just got tired of all the bullshit.
Well, yeah, that was the base reason. Everybody had their own distinctive reason.
Right.
It was either the Hitler remark, it was the drugs, it was her not defending anybody that was actually on the show, her, trying to trash everybody on the show to make herself look better. There were a ton of different reasons. But it all boiled down to nobody could stand working with her any longer, and we bent to go backwards to try and keep doing it because we were having fun. We didn't want it to end.
Yeah, for me it was a respect thing. Like I said before, it was Sheila and Robin. But then another thing I remember now too was when I used to watch, and she would sit there and have somebody on, and as they're talking, if it wasn't of interest to her, she would just ignore them.
Oh yeah.
Check her cell phone or do something else, and she looked bored. It's like, you can't do that to people. You might be bored, but you still got to respect them enough to pay attention and listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, at least ask questions and not have somebody on like Lloyd Kaufman and then say, Lloyd, what do you think about Benji and this, this whole situation with me?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing asking a guy like that?
Right.
That's your question.
That tells you because she has no interest in what he has to say, and it's all about her.
And that was the main problem a lot of the time, is everything had to revolve around how wonderful she was.
Yeah.
And if we weren't willing to make her be wonderful, then fuck you.
Yep. Which is too bad.
Dead on, Benji was never fingered in the ass.
Yeah.
I'll go to my grave saying that was a fake bit just because of the way Perez reacted after it. He couldn't get himself away from that bit fast enough.
Yeah. True.
If it was real, he'd have been like, oh yeah, that's no big deal. Of course I fingered him in the ass. He wanted me to.
Yep.
I can see things have got so much more exciting since I left.
Yes, absolutely. We've been waiting for you. We made sure you didn't fall down.
Well, I got
that talking like Chris last night.
Yeah, apparently I had a seizure and all.
Yes, you did.
You missed all my wonderful discussion about vehicles and fixing them. See, there you go.
Why did Chad just tweet me? He said, nom, 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 tears are yummy, nom, nom, nom.
Who knows?
Because he's trying to spin anything he can.
What does that even mean?
Desperate at the moment, he's not even being funny about it anymore.
He was probably told you were crying on here or something. And you weren't. I'm just saying it's probably what that means.
Oh, does it?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, like I said, tomorrow night's show will be the Justin. How did I read it? I gotta scroll back up now to read it. Perfect.
Justin, I really don't know you. I haven't really had any conversations with you.
Oh yeah,
Justin,
the Justin Truth.
But I would imagine that you
have no fucking life.
You have a little more like intelligence to come up with something better than nom nom nom. Tears are yummy. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
But Chad's never been really.
I mean, you're smart enough to trick Crystal into believing you. You should be smart enough to come up with something funny.
Smart enough? Really?
Well, I mean, if he's got Crystal believing her, he's got to have some kind of intelligence.
Why do you say that?
Because this whole thing, I feel
Giving him the benefit of the doubt.
It seems fairly easy to sell the Brooklyn Bridge to Crystal at this point in time. I'm not getting.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right.
Here.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah.
I don't care if he answered that guy's fucking phone for a week. It doesn't matter. It's not him. Come on.
Who are you talking to?
Just talking out loud.
Oh. I thought maybe
that was Crystal's defense of Chad.
Right. Oh, I see. I thought maybe you read something.
We don't have proof that Chad is Justin. We only know that Chad answered Justin's phone repeatedly. Maybe they're gay lovers and they're not the same person. That could be possible too. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that would be an explanation.
I don't know. I feel like
maybe the Melissa shit's all bullshit beard stuff, and he's really married to Justin.
I kind of felt like, I don't know, like Crystal had. I mean, she's had drug problems and stuff in the past. I mean, I gotta believe that she's got some street smarts, that she's gotta like know what's going on or something. But I also feel like she's really fooled into believing this guy. So that makes me think that he has a little bit of intelligence. I don't know.
Nope, doesn't mean that at all. It just means that somebody saw a meal ticket placed in front of them and they're going to run after that meal ticket and they'll just defend that meal ticket until they can't get a meal off of it.
Or, I mean, maybe Crystal's getting some kind of financial benefit from him.
That's the meal ticket aspect.
Right. Because that would I mean, if somebody was paying me, I'll come on here and say that you didn't do it too.
Exactly, you know.
Chat, my PMs are open. You can hit me up with a couple grand. I got you. I'll tell everybody you didn't do it.
And the funny thing is, if you notice, there hasn't been one complaint about Justin getting calls at work or Justin having any problems. Wait till tomorrow now that I've said this, they'll be coming out.
No one even cares enough to call Justin or whatever. That's the whole point. The only reason anybody cares is because it makes him nervous. It makes him care, which shows that he's guilty. Well, he doesn't give a fuck about anybody. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody and anything that he says. He only cares about himself. Yet he's got this strong feeling for this Justin guy that's wrongfully innocent and being accused. But anybody else he doesn't give a fuck about. But this Justin guy, he cares about his well-being and that he's got a family and that he's going to be wrongfully blamed.
I feel guilty about it, you know. I did spoof his number, so, you know, like, it is kind of my fault he's involved. So, yeah, of course I did.
It is your fault, and if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to come out and prove that it wasn't him, then come out and prove who you are. But you can't because you're Justin.
Exactly. Of course he is.
I
never would have jumped on the fucking bicycle I jumped on if I didn't have 100% proof. I would have said, allegedly, I would have used all the correct terms to keep my ass clear. I don't need to do that. I know for a fact he is Justin. And he is just spinning out of control, trying to make everybody believe we're the crazy ones. He's the only one who's logical. What if he still gets residuals from that movie China White he was in?
Was he in a movie?
Yep, sure was. He's an actor. Which would explain his voice. And why he could come on with his real voice and make people believe, that's not me. See, I don't talk like a valley boy. Notice how my voice sounds more like Vash than I sound like Chad?
Right.
But dude, you know you're Chad. You know, come on. Play to the lowest common denominator and you'll always catch somebody. But oh well.
Yeah.
It does give us something to talk about.
That's just ridiculous, though.
Well, the lengths that he's willing to go to try and defend how he's not that person is what's ridiculous about it. And there's only one other person on the internet who believes it. That's the even more ridiculous part. Who aside from Crystal actually buys it? I guarantee Elisa doesn't even buy it.
Right. I know she doesn't. There's no. I mean, even if she said that she bought it, she doesn't. I've talked to Elisa enough to know that, like, she has some little intelligence, but she has enough to know that Chad is full of shit.
But he produces content 3-4 times a night for her, so.
But I also think that Crystal has enough intelligence to know that Chad is full of shit. I don't know. Like, that's why I'm thinking there's got to be some kind of financial benefit or something that he's got on her or something to make her act this way, because it's ridiculous.
In a month or so, we'll hear how he was blackmailing her and she had no choice.
Right.
Willie just said it. Even EJ called Justin Chad.
You mean Chad, Justin, EJ, but I mean Willie, but okay.
And Justin's also friends with Chad on Facebook.
Oh no! Wait a second. I get what she's saying. She called Justin on air Chad. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the same thing as when Gonzo called in and look, Gonzo's calling. Oh no, it's Danny from LA. Hi Danny, and it was this fucking shitty ass impression of Danny. You know.
Actually, I think Justin deleted his page or he blocked me.
Log in from somebody else's account. It's easy.
Oh wait, no he didn't. No he didn't. He just never mind. It just didn't pop up because he made his profile private.
Gee, I wonder why.
I'll be back in a second.
All right, then. Kathy, I don't understand why you come in here all the time when every night the show upsets you.
I tried to say hi to her yesterday. She ignored me.
Well, I'm thinking I should just fucking ban her from here so she doesn't have to put herself through this every night. It would be like a humanitarian thing to do. She's only here to report back to Crystal what's going on, I guess. Although it's like Crystal isn't here watching as well. Along with Chad, Elisa, Benji. I do appreciate the views, though. Cynthia, I knew you'd be back. You can hop in for a minute, you know.
No.
I know Bio's afraid of estrogen in the room, but still, we could use
I
it.
am. I may just start muttering boobies.
Okay, Ian. Poor Ian and Alec are still sick as dogs today.
Really?
Yeah.
Mom's revenge.
You know, I was looking at it as a comic kind of thing.
Better appreciate your mama.
Absolutely.
That mama's gone the extra mile for how many years now?
Oh, God, since they were born, those poor kids.
Yeah.
So come on in, Cynthia. Can't sleep in here, then. We'll keep you up. They may not be able to keep me awake all the time, but we'll keep you up.
I want to talk about boob sweat.
Cynthia, Bio wants to talk about boob sweat. You have to come in now. We need an expert. Of course, I could probably be attacking Donna at the same time with this.
Double D.
Yeah. You think there'd be more boob sweat?
Well, yeah. It's weird, like the whole chat is full of women. Except for Willie. Well, Willie could be a woman, I don't know. Last night, whatever person it was that, well, they say they're a woman. Iron Dead Evil or whatever they're.
Oh, Forever's.
Yeah, something like that.
Forza Dead. Yeah.
I mean,
Forza
who knows?
Dead,
It's the internet. Until you see somebody, you don't know. But.
Yeah, look, Chad's not Justin.
True. True.
Sleepy time Merlot. There you go, D.
That's even better. She should definitely be in here talking.
God, Merlot gives me the worst heartburn. I'm not a wine drinker at all. Got a horrible headache from headache, not stomach ache from red wine. White wine will give me a stomach ache.
What was it I heard a couple days ago? Someone passing around. I just had to listen to it. Frank called Elisa's mother. Like, God knows what time in the morning. Called her like 4 times in a row. She picked up one time.
And
Honest Frank, and I'm a really nice person, and there's something about Elisa bullying, or no, Elisa keeping Corey and ODB on the show, and they're bullies, and she just hung up on him. And then he kept calling her back.
yeah, but see, that stuff's wrong.
Yeah, but he's so
Mother doesn't
stupid.
eat that shit.
Especially at 1, 2, 3 o'clock at night.
Yeah, God.
Who the fuck does this guy think he is? He's so whacked out. If I was her, I'd just call the
I knew
police.
she'd be in.
Hi, how are
Whoa.
you?
Okay,
Come on,
starting-
good picture.
Thank you. Thank you. I was feeling artsy that day. How are you guys?
Sepia. Good.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself, Cynthia?
Oh, not bad.
Good.
Just can't sleep, of course, because I have insomnia. So.
That's rough.
So you guys want to know about boob sweat?
I was kidding. I was kidding.
Okay, good.
Who wasn't?
I've heard enough about it already in my lifetime.
It's not fun.
Yeah, you don't have to go into details. I was kidding. I really was.
So you've been working a lot, eh?
Yeah, I've had the past couple of days off, but I've been kind of busy. So, yeah, I worked about a week and a half in about a week's time. So,
Yeah.
it's hard because I have an hour drive to work, and then it's like 12 and a half, 13 hours, and then an hour drive home. So,
Oof.
pretty much no life.
Yeah. Well, the thing is when you work that many hours and then you do get a day off, all you want to do is just lay around because you're so tired from all that time working.
Oh, totally. That's why I can't sleep, because I slept in yesterday. I took a nap today. No, I should have just stayed awake all day. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to do sometimes.
yeah. Where do you live again, Scott?
I'm in Detroit.
Oh, okay. So do you say pop or soda?
I think I say both. Probably pop more than soda.
Yeah.
Now, does pop have a specific flavor?
Nope. Just everything. All encompassing.
I'm just going to get a pop so you have no idea what they're going to come back with.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, back in Massachusetts, all soda is just called Coke. So it makes it a lot more difficult in the opposite direction.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's everywhere, though. If you say, I'm going to get a Coke, and you come back and say, I got a Pepsi, it's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's new? Anything besides what's been going on? I've been kind of following it, but
Yeah, no, just what's been going on, basically.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just been a mellow, laid-back hangout.
Yeah, just working every day and looking forward to the weekend. That's about
Yeah.
it. Nothing
big-
planned.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say any big plans?
No, this past weekend we celebrated birthdays on Saturday, and Sunday was just kick back, relax day. And this weekend coming up, I have nothing planned, so we'll see what happens.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yep, it's a real good thing. But they have the Dream Cruise this weekend, so I don't know if I'll go to that or not.
What's that?
What that is we have a main road here. It's called Woodward. It's the name of the street. And back in the 50s and 60s, that was the thing to do on a Friday or Saturday night, was get in your car and just drive up and down Woodward and grab something to eat and, you know, hang out in your cars, and that was considered fun back then. So now every year they pick one day to cruise Woodward, so it's an all-day event. And I never understood it myself, but they get over 1 million people to show up to this thing.
It sounds fun.
Everybody brings out their old classic cars, and they drive them up and down. And then there's people that just get in their old crappy cars that are newer, and people get mad at them. Yeah, it's a big party, and all the businesses, you know, their parking lots are full, and you know, they put tents up and sell stuff, and, you know, big event. So
we have something like that in my town. We do it every week, but not that big a scale.
Yeah.
Old car week, old car day. I think it's Wednesdays.
A lot of people get annoyed because you're allowed to cruise Friday night and then all day Saturday, and then that's supposed to be it. Well, what happens is people start like 2 days ago and they do it all week. You know, and people live there, so they get annoyed with all the traffic and all the noise and everything. So it's an okay time. I've been to it before, but you know, unless you're a big-time car enthusiast that likes old-time vehicles and looking at them, you know, it's really no big deal.
Yeah.
But it's an event.
I like the old trucks. Like, yeah, I'm not a car person, so I can't even tell you what. Maybe a Chevy truck. Like the old-fashioned trucks. I think those are kind of cool. But otherwise, a car is a car to me.
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel about them, even though I work with them. To me, it's something to get you back and forth to work.
Yeah, exactly.
They do have some cool ones, though. Like, you'll see a couple Model Ts, which are really neat to see. You'll get some nice 50s and 60s convertibles, Corvettes, you know, things like that. So it's not all bad, but problem is it's turned into you know, something that was supposed to be fun. A lot of people now go and they just get hammered and fights break out.
Yeah.
You know, it's always the same. Doesn't matter.
Leave it to alcohol to ruin a good thing.
Yeah. It's always the same way. It's like football games, it always happens there. Tailgating, and some of these guys can't handle it, and they never grew up. And
oh, God, yeah.
you know, before the game even starts, they can't even walk. Then they get into the game and either fall asleep or they start fights with people.
We, Buffalo Bills, we have that, but I think because our team sucks so much, so they have to get hammered. But one guy fell off the, he was like on the top and he like fell down.
That was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died, right?
No, I think he's just injured pretty badly.
Well, he fell from the second deck to the first and he survived? Wow.
Yeah, I think he fell on somebody or down on the seats below, so it wasn't. But I think he actually got arrested.
They should. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of that stuff is people just can't handle the alcohol. It's like going to concerts. You know, go with friends. You know, we're in our 40s, and there's always one or two guys that don't even make it into the show because they drink so much they pass out.
Oh yeah.
So they just sleep out in the parking lot, and then we come back out after the show and go home.
Well, that's pretty bad. We at least always got them into the show. If they got out of the show after the fact, was a different story.
Well,
we always made sure they got in.
Well, nowadays they won't let them in if they see them like that.
I remember.
Nope, this guy can't come in. He's too drunk.
Remember my first few concerts sober, and I was like, "Wow, you can." This is actually kind of cool to don't remember what's going on.
Yeah.
Now that I've grown up a little bit.
It's always fun getting a contact buzz too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had one of those. I always make sure I had my own beforehand.
Yeah. You can't avoid it. You go to some of these and you go see Ozzy or Metallica or whatever, and it's just you walk in and it's all you can smell.
It's funny though. It's the part of the country you're in. Nobody smokes pot at concerts down here.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, nobody.
That's
It's like
interesting.
they're all afraid to be arrested or something like that. It absolutely amazes me. Indoor concerts, there's not one whiff of pot inside.
Wow. I see. We have a pretty good outdoor theater. I mean, I smell it all the time. But I was kind of amazed. I went to a Lady Gaga concert and I could smell it there indoors, and I was like, wow, that's pretty ballsy.
Oh God, no! Back in Boston, there wasn't a concert hall. The minute the lights went off, you wouldn't see 30,000 lighters light up instantly.
That's funny.
Well, the thing here is it's illegal to smoke indoors, and that's all these concerts are.
And that could be how they're busting people on it now too. I didn't even think of that part of it.
Yeah, but you walk in, it's just a big cloud of smoke. I mean, they have enough trouble trying to keep people in their proper seats. They're not going to bust people for smoking. There's always people that are, up on in the second level, sneaking down to the first level. They spend all concert just finding those people and keeping them out.
Yeah.
The concerts are fun, though. I still enjoy going to them.
Oh, and sneaking to the front row is still one of the best fun things to do at a concert.
Yeah.
Getting past them, what are they going to do? They're just going to tell you get out and go back to your seat. They're not going to throw you out of the venue for trying.
Right. That's true.
We were at an Aussie concert in the balcony, and we were literally 35 feet from the fucking speaker bank that was suspended in the air in the Providence Civic Center.
Right.
Like, we're not going to fucking stay here. We'll be deaf by the end of this concert.
Yeah.
Down we trudged, and we got our way damn near to the front of the stage by the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, this week is Kid Rock Week. When he goes out on tour, he always ends up here because this is where he's from.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
He'll play 10 shows in a row. So he just started that. He'll start off by saying, I'm going to do 4 shows, and they sell out right away.
Wow.
I'll add 2 more, sell out. 2 more, sell out. Before you know it, he's up to 10.
Oh, heck yeah.
He was just
Which was always planned because they would have booked the fucking auditorium for those other nights if he wasn't planned.
Yep.
All you have to do with someone like that is showing up is look and see when the next booked event is, and you know exactly how many days you're going to have a chance to get tickets for.
Yeah, I don't mind him, but I'm not a huge fan either, so I don't really pay much attention to him. But you hear the stories, and he's had some special guests already. And Bob Seger one night, Ted Nugent another. So it's fun. It's like you guys in New York, you get Billy Joel. Or rather, we had Billy Joel.
He doesn't come around here too often, I don't think.
Yeah, but in New York City, he's always.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think he's doing that right now. Actually, I think he's got several shows going on. I think he does. I don't know how many a month, but I think he does it monthly there, which is really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, Kid Rock was just here last week. My coworker is obsessed with him. She had a good time.
Yeah. Has several shows going on. I think he does. Yeah, we just had Motley Crue and Alice Cooper 2 nights ago.
Oh, Motley Crue is really good. On
the final leg of their tour. This is the 3rd stop through here on this final leg of the tour.
That was my first concert with pyrotechnics. I was like in the back row and I could still feel the heat coming up.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I go to,
go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, when I go to Pistons games, they do the national anthem and then they'll shoot the fire in the air. And you can really feel it. It's really hot.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they came with Aerosmith. That was a really good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good concert.
Well, this is supposedly Motley Crue's final time through. And when they announced all this, they were they had, had all the dates, and last summer they played Pine Knob out here, and that was supposed to be it. And then they came out and made another announcement that they're going to extend the tour. And so we went and saw them at the Joe Louis Arena in November. And that was supposed to be the last time through here. And then they came out again and said, well, we're going to expand the tour even further. So now they were over at the Palace. So this final tour that was supposed to be the last stop, they came out here 3 different times. So that always cracks me up when they say it's the last time you'll ever see them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Who's been on their last tour since the 1980s.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like Jerry Lee Lewis's final tour and last tour is over in Europe, and it's all sold out. I'm like, God damn it, why does it have to be in Europe?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Motley Crue. They finally said they have the final date, which is New Year's Eve out in L.A. So they're still playing now until end of the year, even though this has been going on for 2 years, this final tour. It's funny. What was that? No.
No.
Bio has a problem with them. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's like this everywhere. We get a lot of good concerts rolling through here. And it's surprising, the crowds that we get, because we had Run DMC come through last month. And I would think, that's an 80s band. You haven't seen Run DMC in a long time. It'll get a decent crowd, and it was sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing what sells out. Then we had, REM came through, and they only sold out 1/3 of the place. So.
Yeah, that's a little strange. It could be the other way around.
Yeah. Was it REM? Yeah, I think it was REM. But anyway.
Yeah, I think I've seen everybody I want to see in concert. Now I'm just going to. My stepfather's a record collector, and so he's really into music. So he takes me to these bands I've never heard of, and actually, it's more fun. Smaller venues and.
Right. Yeah, it is. You go to these smaller venues where it's only 1,000 or 2,000 people.
Mhm.
It's like you're right there,
Yeah, I got to see the Standals. That was pretty neat. Johnny Winter before he passed away. We saw him, and he's a really good guitar player. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm more into going to see comedians now.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy that a lot more. I don't know. It's a whole different crowd, and when you go to these heavy metal shows, you get a lot of fighting and, like I said, the drunks and all that.
I got to see Garth Brooks back in the day.
Yeah.
He just toured.
He was just here. Yeah, as I say, he was just here.
Yeah. And that's when Martina McBride was his opening act before she hit it that much bigger. And I got to have a kiss and a hug with her.
Aww.
She kissed me. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
It's too bad I was too young.
Yeah, we get a lot of comedians rolling through here. Artie Lang was just here. I didn't go see him. I've seen him before, though. Norm Macdonald. My favorite is Brian Regan. A lot of people don't know who he is, but
he was on Opie and Anthony, or just Opie now.
Oh, was he?
I think he was. Yeah, I just saw Ron White. He was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Carlin his last time when he came through here.
A show that was really good, a good concert when I really enjoyed it because I got like middle seats and I almost got to the front of the stage where I could take pictures, but security is tight as it is. Is when Clint Black and Winona were touring together.
Okay.
Clint Black, yeah, he's just that good, and he gets going on that harmonica.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I've seen Regan, I think 6 times now here in the area. He's constantly on tour. But with him, I don't know how well you know him, but his thing is a lot of facial expressions and such. So I'll go. Now I'm always getting seats of row 1 through 5 if I can.
Yeah, he performs a lot with his face.
Yeah, he's really.
Stick your finger in your butt.
I would say he reminds me of Sigourney Weaver like that, because Sigourney Weaver's an actress that she acts a lot with her face.
Yeah.
And he acts a lot on. Clint Black acts a lot on stage with his facial expressions.
Yeah.
He's not like a Rick Nelson as a stone face when he sings.
Yeah, we got a lot of different venues around here too, small, large. They keep building places for performances. It's amazing. We got 2 different outside arenas. It's pretty cool.
Well, I think I'm gonna try to go to bed now.
All right.
Oh man, the only girl that's on here too, now it's gonna turn to a Sashi's fist again.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad you could come on in.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not much of a
When you were
conversationalist.
tired. That's fine. Get in when you can.
Yeah. Nice talking to you guys. I'll see you soon.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
But yeah, Garth Brooks was here a few months ago with I can't think of the gal he's married to.
Yeah, I'm not much of a country guy myself.
Yeah, he was here like 4 days in a row through the weekend, and he was doing, of course, a concert. Then he has a comedy tour out too. Garth Brooks has a guitar and he does a comedy thing, and I got
open up your heart and let that hate out.
Through Walmart. And the guy is actually goddamn funny. He's a one stand-up comic with a guitar, and he's actually goddamn funny.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he is funny.
I'm waiting for Gilbert to come around. He hasn't been around lately. That guy makes me laugh.
What, Gilbert, like out of the WWF at the time when they're making fun of Goldberg?
No. Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, Gilbert Gottfried, yeah.
Anyone has sex with my sister, it's going to be me.
You know what I miss is the good old comedians also too, like Gallagher that always smashed the watermelons.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen him around at all. I don't know, is he retired? I don't even know.
I don't know. I think I've seen him on tours a little here, but I think he's kind of basically getting to the point he's just retiring now.
Weird Al's been around here, though. This stuff is always funny. Parodies.
It's too bad Howie Mandel doesn't do stuff anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
Yeah, he has America's Got Talent.
I did see him here, though. He was pretty funny.
Oh, you watch America's Got Talent, the way he likes playing those practical jokes, and he'd be a fun guy to know and be friends with.
Yeah. I don't know. He'd be tough to be friends with because he's got all those issues.
Well, yeah, he does. But
Germaphobe.
those issues because my dad has the same issues. My dad has a lot of OCD on germs and cleanliness and stuff, so I'm used to knowing how to handle it. I've been around it for quite a few years, so.
Yeah.
So I would understand and respect Howie Mandel. But you got to admit, each year you see America's Got Talent, Howie Mandel has been getting better and better over his OCD on that.
Yeah, I don't watch that, so.
Howie Mandel was there. That was the first comedy show I ever seen. I laughed really hard.
I'm sorry, Chris. What was that?
I said Howie Mandel was the first comedy show that I'd ever seen live. And
yeah.
It might have been the best, too. It was in, like, 1990, maybe. I was, like, 2.
Yeah, that's all I wasn't 2.
I was probably
and so he's still putting the rubber glove over his head and blowing it up with his nose.
Yeah, then the one blew up on his head and he blew out his eardrum. That was the last time he did that bit.
Yeah. And then he was having all these sinus problems, and he went to the doctor having all these allergy sinus problems, and then he asked the doctor, would it be because maybe I'm putting these gloves over my head and I'm taking all this powder in? And the doctor said, yeah, that has a lot to probably actually do with it, yes. So that's when Howie Mandel stopped with the rubber glove thing, too.
I never was into his whole Bobby thing that he does.
Nah, the Bobby thing wasn't my thing, though. Him as Gizmo, in Gremlins. He did the voice with the little.
Did he?
Yeah, the little cute creature in Gremlins.
Yeah, Gizmo.
Yeah, Gizmo. Because if you listen, that's the exact same voice he used for Bobby.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did the little Gizmo cute puppet in Gremlins.
Yeah. Never knew that. I like that movie.
Inquiring minds want to know.
That was a fun movie in the 80s.
It was the second one. It just got a little too cheesy, but the first one was always good.
I don't know if I ever saw the second one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a second movie I think I liked as well as the first.
There's a few out there, but not many.
Chicago building or something, and they took over the building. This and that. It just got a little too cheesy.
Two pop to mind. One would be The Godfather, and the second would be Empire Strikes Back.
What about the Matrix movies?
Only the first one was any good.
I enjoyed them all.
Really? Yeah. Well, I guess there was, after the first one, there was like a lot of hype. And the second and third really didn't live up to it. I don't think, but.
It was hard to go any place from the first one, though, because it was just so out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I enjoyed the second Godfather. And I don't know, I wouldn't say it's better than the first, but because, Bobby D was in it, But then I thought Empire Strikes Back was better than the original Star Wars.
How about Die Hard 2?
I was never a big Die Hard fan. I don't even remember the second one.
Fair
I'm trying to think of other movies that had a good second one.
Terminator.
Yes, Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator 2 was
a good one.
The first one.
That's a good call on that one. Police Academy.
Yeah.
Those are always funny.
I thought
Police Academies, airplanes.
The first Lord of the Rings was decent, but I thought the second and third ones were better. It was more of an expanded story, that's why.
Right, yeah.
And the guy that played the boy's father in Gremlins was Hoyt Axton. He was a country singer.
I think what other movies?
I've never seen any of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they're good, but they're long. Real long.
I'm not I tried to sit through the first Lord of the Rings, and it took the whole movie to introduce every single character. And I had no desire to watch any of them, and I haven't.
Well, that's because it was set up differently. It wasn't meant to be three different movies. It was just one continuous movie.
I'm not really big on those. I think I'd probably like Lord of the Rings more than I don't know. I'm not really big on sci-fi movies and shit. I've never seen Star Wars or any of that either.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to leave now.
You've never seen a Star Wars movie?
Really?
No, seriously, no, dude. You're full of it. You've never seen a Star Wars movie?
No, I've seen 8 seconds of it.
When it first came out, given the technical qualities of the movie,
we're gonna need to tie you down and open your eyes and put eye drops in it like Clockwork Orange to make you watch a Star Wars
movie screen before.
Yeah, you're right, Bio.
Yeah, well, I wasn't alive then, so.
Look at it
you
now.
You don't have to be alive then.
I was a little kid. I'm old.
Oh, let's see. When was the first Star Wars movie?
77.
77. So let's see. I was 3 years old.
Yeah, Empire was 80.
And I still remember them all. Of course, I have them, but I still remember them from memory when I seen them.
They never made a second.
Oh, I know a great second movie that was better than the first. Caddyshack.
I think they were. To me, they were equal.
Are you serious?
We're gonna have to tie you down in a chair and
and
force your eyes open and put eye droplets in.
There was no place to go.
Yeah, but it was horrible. They didn't know all the characters weren't there. They tried to do the Bill Murray role with Dan Aykroyd, which was just bad. Yeah, it wasn't good at all.
Yeah, I liked Caddyshack, but I thought it kind of dragged. It kind of grated on me a little bit. It just kind of dragged out.
Yeah,
Caddyshack 1?
It was great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to throw you out of here now.
Hey, you've never seen Star Wars. Come on.
The other ones are all awesome. Well,
Recently they've made
the first three, yeah.
The other ones don't worry about them. Be right back.
I think recently they've made a lot better sequels and stuff. Like even like Spider-Man. The sequel for Spider-Man was better than the first one.
Yeah.
They're just gonna keep.
Are you talking about the Tobey Maguire one or the latest one?
The newer ones. I don't.
Yeah, the newer one sucked because it was all so animated.
They just screwed that
No,
franchise.
I didn't mean the animation ones. I meant the one with
no, it's live action.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, with that dude, Tobey Maguire, whatever.
Yeah, but now in 2017, they're going to have another one coming out, like the very first one with Tobey Maguire and the Amazing Spider-Man. And now in 2017, they're going to have another one coming out. When he's a teenage boy, he gets picked on by Blaze, he gets bitten by the spider, he becomes Spider. How many times are you going to remake it in
Superman one does look
a short period of time of years?
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right, so there's one you could say. The second one was better. Was Batman, the new one with because the second one was the Joker with Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
well, I mean, there's like 8 of them.
Latest Batman movies.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Christian Bale ones that he did 3 of them.
The latest Batman one sucked. I was at my sister's on Christmas night, and so if we were sitting there watching, of course, she's like my uncle. She has to have the speaker so blaring loud, you like change the state, criminies.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I mean, you're sitting there.
Supposedly
and I was like, it's not just born and drags
the insane Joker versus the comedian Joker in the first one. And
then my sister's going on, Bane is the best villain. He's the best villain. He's like, God, my sister's 3 years younger than me. I'm 39. That'd make her.
I don't really care for him as an actor, but I thought he did a good job in the role.
30.
I like the
I'm like, goddamn.
It's Vash laughing.
And the movie is just bad.
You fucker.
You guys keep talking at the same time. Did you block him, Vash? Not Vash.
Block who?
No, I mean, at the top of my screen it says Bio blocked Corey. Can you hear him talking, Bio?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
That's what I was laughing at, because I knew exactly what he was doing. But that makes the two of you talk over each other constantly. That's the issue with doing it.
But Jurassic Park, those are. I heard their new Jurassic Park was really good. I have not seen that yet.
I thought it was decent.
I heard it was bad. I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about the last one.
Okay.
I'd rent it.
The big uproar in the Jurassic world is that basically all the movies the past few years always have the woman as the big hero and she's the warrior and she's kicking butt and the woman is the hero. In this one, they actually have the man as the hero. So the feminists are all griping and bitching about, oh, the man is the hero. The man is the hero.
I haven't heard any of that.
Oh, now you finally your avatar changed over bio.
For you.
Yep. You're straight out of Compton now.
No, straight out of Fucks to Give.
Yeah,
I'm actually looking forward to that movie, Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, just because of who they've had in charge of the movie, especially.
Yeah.
It's going to be done at least right.
Yeah, I like that Notorious B.I.G. movie that they made a couple years ago.
I like those kind of docudramas.
Yeah.
Even though I was never a fan of theirs.
Right, yeah.
I was the wrong generation, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
watch the movie though and enjoy it, I'm sure.
Yeah, this wasn't like a document though. It was a real movie.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a docudrama. It's about what they came up with.
Oh, docudrama. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about this. One movie always pops in my head. It's Friday. I love that movie.
Colors. You remember that one?
Yeah, Colors was awesome.
American History X, where he stomps that guy's head on the curb.
Yeah. New Jack City.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
I like all of those movies.
Black angst in this urban movie.
It might
Friday was just so funny, though. God, that was...
Kids, too.
Well, because we came out of the earlier genre, which was Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know.
I love that one too.
Oh, great fucking movie.
Spicoli,
All
you
the
can't fix this
Teenage
car.
Angst movies were awesome.
Yeah. Now, being a kid of the '80s, all the Hughes movies were good.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club.
I was gonna say Breakfast Club is fucking awesome.
Have you guys ever seen Dark City?
Dark City, no.
Pretty
No,
amazing.
That's an amazing movie. I think it's got Kiefer Sutherland in it.
Okay.
It's I only knew about it because I read I'm a fan of like Roger Ebert before he died and shit.
Yeah.
So any movie that he would give 4 stars to, it always ended up being an amazing movie. He wrote this book of like all his 4-star movies that I had read, and Dark City was in that. And ever since I had watched it, it's jumped to my top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check that out sometime.
I was always a big fan of John Candy movies. He did some really good ones.
I love John Candy movies.
That and that other movie that I mentioned before, The Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah.
I don't even know like where to put that in my list of movies because I think it's just as good as my top favorite movie, but I don't know if I can like switch out Pulp Fiction for that or.
Yeah. Anybody ever see Better Off Dead?
I got that on
John
DVD.
Cusack?
I actually got Better Off Dead with John Cusack. I got that on
Yeah.
DVD.
That's a funny movie. Lots of classics out there.
I'll be right back.
All right.
So apparently, when you block somebody on YouTube, you also have to block
See
them
John
on
Hughes
Google.
movies. Of course, Breakfast Club.
For some reason, that doesn't
Bueller's,
cross over.
Bueller's Day Off. Of course, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. Of course, obviously Home Alone. Weird Science, obviously. Uncle Buck. That has to be there. Vacation is a John Hughes movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody gonna go see the new one that's coming out?
Some Kind of Wonderful?
Doesn't look good to me, the new Vacation.
I always loved Some Kind of Wonderful. I didn't know it was a John
I think it's a neat idea.
Did you finish that motherfucking artwork yet?
Gary!
I muted myself. The dog barked the minute I see. Oh my God! I'm going blind from this stuff. Blind.
I'll be back in a second.
Is it done yet?
No. There's little things, and I am him while I'm doing it. Then I show it to him. Then I change it. Then I put something else. And then I have to find a piece that goes on there.
You have to send him a $10,000 bill when this is done, even if it's just a joke.
I want to help him. I want to. It's just not the kind of stuff I like doing. Okay, that was it. I just came in to complain.
Yay!
I'm sorry, you guys were talking about movies?
Nah, we're just talking. We're not talking about anything in particular.
All right. Who's straight out of fuck? Oh, Bio. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh.
I'll be glad when this is done so you can be back on here all the time.
I think I have a couple more days. Besides, the boys have been sick. Sydney just came home. In fact, she just came home from a party. I'm hearing drama. Even drama in real life. Oh, God. This one's not with this one. And,
I'm about to say, did somebody hit on somebody's boyfriend? Or
yeah, no, it's even the parents. I'm not going to get into who, but
the parents are hitting on other parents?
Yes, it's so crazy. The world is insane. Hi, Sydney.
Hey, Sid.
I think she came in to talk to me. You're coming in here to bond with your mom?
Yes.
With the mom.
My brothers are crazy. Get me away from them.
No, they're in bed. They're sick. Yeah. They're sleeping.
I want to round to beer pong.
We don't need to know that.
Water pong.
Thanks for telling the hangout.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's good she's almost moved in. And who's here? Corey and...
Uh-oh.
Hi, Corey.
Hey there. How you doing?
Bio's here.
Yeah. You going to bed, honey?
Here.
No. Good night. I'll talk to you in the
Sydney.
morning. Good night, Sydney. Wait, hang on 1 second.
No. We're not waiting.
It's been a second.
We waited all night long. God damn it.
Yeah.
It's the second girl that we had on here. Now she has to go again. Or
I think it's you,
has to
Corey.
go.
I think you're driving them away.
No, I bring the girls on.
Good night.
Yeah.
Where are they?
My daughter.
Hey, Carrie.
Go read some chat. I haven't read chat in a while.
Oh. All right. She's in bed. She's going to bed.
It's 2 boys, 1 girl is a much easier way to deal with them.
You
You have
think?
to have 3 children. Uh-huh.
You know what was said as a child and which settled me in it every night, and I always insisted when I was a kid for my father to read it to me, is he had, remember those little golden books? It had the golden,
Doesn't sound healthy.
Yeah. For little kids, yeah.
Yeah,
Which,
the little golden books.
which golden
Oh,
book?
golden books. Oh, sure. I thought you meant a specific one. I was waiting.
No, the little golden books for a kid.
Oh,
It had
yeah.
the
Goldilocks.
yeah,
Yeah.
and my book that I insisted my father to read it to me every night was Pete's Dragon.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like that movie.
who's coughing?
Chris is.
Actually, I got that movie.
Oh. Yeah, I
I
remember.
mean, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I don't know if I would like it today. But
How could
Yeah, I
you
think I
not
was
not
like
like
a
that?
sophomore in high school when that came out.
because I'm an adult now, I'm not saying you can't
I still like Bugs Bunny cartoons.
No, I'm not saying it that way.
I
I'm
like
just saying
Bugs Bunny.
that the last time I saw it was as a kid, so I have no idea if I would like it today as an adult.
Well, then you can't judge until you try to sit down and watch
Are we
it. and see
talking
what
about the
you think.
brainwashing of today's youth with the new Bugs Bunny?
And you're going to enjoy it as much as you did as you were a kid.
I still enjoy watching cartoons. I like Pixar movies. Those are good.
Shoot, I still watch cartoons. I go on Kermit and Friends.
Did you?
Please don't say that name here.
Yeah, I know. It's like
That was a pun.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carrie.
No, I like the Bugs Bunny because they were adult. You know, like
Yeah.
remember when he was in his bra? You know, like crazy things.
That's great stuff.
You gotta feel sorry for.
He would do Milton Berlin cross-dressing all the time.
You gotta feel sorry for the coyote though. He's all known for his violence, but never known for his artwork on the when did he do his artwork on the canyons or something?
Oh, he drew in the canyons, like
Yeah, he's all
Detour
known
and
for his
things.
violence, but not known for his artwork.
That's true.
So he was destroying the natural beauty of
Fact.
the canyon.
Yeah, and the coyote had very beautiful artwork, but he's known for his violence, not his artwork. You got to feel sorry for him.
Well, he also the Roadrunner was like an inventor. Well, both of them were a little bit like Leonardo da Vinci.
Well,
Creative.
but to say the way that the coyote would come up with ways to kill the Roadrunner, absolutely.
Right? Remember he
Exactly, kids.
He failed on all but one episode. There was one episode where he did catch the Roadrunner. Oh, no, he didn't catch him. But he showed the episode where he spoke, talking about the delicious parts of the Roadrunner. Chasing after.
He made all those schematics.
Yeah.
Use Acme kits.
And how about the? I think there was like a couple episodes where he caught even Bugs Bunny.
Oh, really?
Like
Like they bring one guy from the other cartoon in? I love that stuff. I used to love that even on any shows when they would bring one show into the other show. Like a
One of my
guest.
favorite cartoons was the 90s Batman. Those were always good.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
No, Batman animated, the cartoon.
Oh, okay, yeah. They when they had this '90s Superman animated series.
Yeah.
You guys are younger, but I like Gigantor, and Speed Racer.
Oh, yeah, I grew up with all that.
Yeah.
Kimber the White
I don't think we're too
Lion.
far apart in age.
Carrie.
No, we are, but.
I never watched any cartoons.
Carrie.
You watch cartoons? Yes,
I love cartoons.
Hey, Carrie.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do you remember Kimba the White Lion?
Yes, I loved Kimba. That was a cool one.
Yes, it was. It was an awesome cartoon. I think it came on either before or after Speed Racer did in the morning.
Lion.
In Massachusetts.
There was another one too with the safari and the kid.
Johnny Quest?
Yeah, Johnny Quest. That was good.
And Felix the Cat.
Radio.
Well, Gumby was the fucking classic.
I remember the early 80s when they came out with tons.
I remember the original Power Rangers. It came on the early morning as I was getting ready for school, junior high and high school, and it would be on TV. And like, no, I would switch it off of Power Rangers and watch A&E and Search Of instead.
See, I was too old for that. Yeah. I was already older.
Hey,
You're younger than me, Corey.
You remember all those in the 80s, the early 80s, like Jabberjaw, Hong Kong Phooey, those types. Yep.
Lancelot Link's Secret Chimp.
Yeah. He was cute. Wow, Baba Booey was a star even then.
Fooey.
Baba Booey.
There was lots of good ones back then. But the funny thing is, if you go watch them, all the voices are the same.
Oh, yeah.
And when you were young.
And actually, the cartoons are all the same. It's like Speed Racer. That's the one with the buggy, right? No.
Speed Racer had the Mark
monkey.
5 race car that could do everything in the world. It could fly, it could chop trees down, it could go in the water.
What was the one with
What do you guys think of the Speed Racer movie they came out with that I believe it has also Christina? Are you seeing it?
I didn't see it. It came out like 3 or 4 years
ago. I seen bits and pieces, but I have no desire to see the whole thing. It just looks like it sucks.
It's probably good on TV. Sometimes things you like to watch just, on television, but you wouldn't want to spend money and go see them in the movies.
Yeah, a lot of the cartoons back then were all close to each other. Like Scooby-Doo was almost the same as Speed Buggy. Yeah.
Right, probably the same animators.
Yeah, everything that was done by Hanna-Barbera.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were young, did you always know when they changed the voice of a character? Like, it would bother me. Like, I feel like they would use somebody else.
Yeah.
Even when I would hear, Family Guy, when they changed it recently, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It bothers me. I can't, listen to it. It's, almost not funny. Like, it jumped the shark, at that point.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, my all-time favorite was Flintstones. That's nothing more than a rip-off of the Honeymooners.
Right, but that was the part that was good, that it was.
Yeah.
The Jetsons were just as good.
Yeah, I love them too.
Yeah.
But I watched almost everything with my kids. I would sit and watch with them.
Yep.
Not Lost in Space.
I love
Lost in Space is good.
Kids went around then.
No, but I mean nowadays I watch everything when they were little. But I love Billy Mummy. Oh my God, I loved him.
Here's the question that's always asked: what did you like better, Addams Family or the Munsters?
Oh, I was an Addams Family person, but I know most guys like the Munsters.
Yeah, I was more Munsters.
I liked Addams Family.
Oh, you did? You like Addams Family?
I liked them both though.
They're both great, but if I had to pick one, I would have picked the Addams Family.
Yeah, me too. The other was
Marilyn was a babe.
That's why you like it. Yeah, I like it.
So was Morticia.
Addams Family and the Monsters, I was always, why couldn't they have them kind of close neighbors and have a couple episodes where they kind of intertwine with each other? And then when I got older, it's because of two different TV companies. You're like, God, no, they should be able to intertwine and be like neighbors down the road or something, a couple blocks away.
You can make up your own story.
With each other.
Yeah.
Well, that was the killing of cartoons for me, is when they did that animated series with the Flintstones and, who was it, the Addams Family living side by side. Morticia.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't the Addams Family, but it was something close to it, real close.
It was a rip-off of the Addams.
Exactly, I know what you're saying. Yeah, right, it's a rip-off. Yeah.
Okay, when the
Ghouls or something.
When they had that. Remember the space guy that came down in the Flintstones, Kazan or something?
Oh, yeah.
Great Kazoo.
Yeah, the Great Kazoo.
Did he jump the shark a little after that, you think, the
Big time.
Flintstones?
Yeah, that was the jumping of the shark, yeah.
Yeah, and
When they went to the racetrack and won all the bets.
Bet.
It was the same guy that played Popeye's father in the movie Popeye with Robin Williams.
Was the same person in there?
Was it Burgess Meredith who played that role?
Burgess Meredith, yeah.
Oh, he played Kazoo.
He played Popeye's father. I don't know who did the voice of Kazoo. It didn't sound anything like Burgess Meredith. He was like an English voice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, dum-dum.
Blubber.
Dum-dums.
Oh, dum-dum and
I'll
bird.
look it up now and see what the voice is. Great Kazoo.
Yeah, he didn't have that voice of Burgess Meredith.
Oh my God. Harvey Korman.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
Wow.
That was a hell of a show. Carol Burnett show.
Oh,
yeah.
God, yeah. Him and Tim Conway together. So funny.
Yes.
The two of them couldn't be in a seat together without cracking the other one up with the best.
That's what made it great. The one where Tim Conway was the dentist, and he kept putting the Novocaine into his arm and his leg. My God. That was so funny.
I always loved the one when they were the two butlers, and they had the great big huge doors with the huge doorknob. And Tim Conway ended up jocking himself on top of the doorknob and then flipping upside down, hanging from it with his legs still holding him onto it.
I said that wasn't part of the Apple Dumpling Gang, was it?
No.
That was Tim Conway and Don Knotts.
Okay, that's what it was. Oh, I've always loved Tim Conway. I remember watching the Carol Burnett show and stuff, and my dad and stuff. He could never stand Tim Conway, but Tim Conway, besides Carol Burnett, was always my favorite. I was like, God, that guy is so funny. He is so funny.
Wow, I don't know anybody that doesn't love Tim Conway. Because he
was an Olympic gymnast.
Was he?
Yeah.
Because he ended up being married with children. He was Peggy's father.
Yes, he did. And I used to love when he used to do the like Swedish accent.
Yes.
Carol Burnett was in the tight skirt as the secretary.
Yeah.
Mr. Huygens.
Okay, Ray Walston is his name. The guy who played Popeye's father in Popeye. He played the alien in that's the Martian.
He was my favorite Martian.
Yeah, my favorite Martian.
Ray Walston.
Oh.
Mr. Hand.
That was another great show too.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was called My Favorite Martian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The show was, yeah.
I love that show. That was one of my favorite shows too.
Yep.
And then I even liked, because I was young and a girl, I liked Corey, I think it was, or something, or my dad. There was two of them. One was a little boy.
The Courtship of Eddie's Father?
Yeah, that one. And then one was Corey. It was a mom and a little boy.
She was a nurse, wasn't she?
Yeah, and and I forgot who the actress was. A beautiful black actress.
Paul Apprentice, I think.
Oh, okay. I'd have to
I don't remember that show.
But I watched that too, and I love that. That might have been one of the first shows where there was a black mom and a child that was in a show. I remember when I was young, the first black commercial with a black family in it, and I never thought anything of it, but I remember my neighbors saying, "Oh, that's a family," and I went, "That was a black family." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" Like I didn't understand that there was like a difference. I didn't know that was never on before. It didn't even cross my mind. But people were like amazed, I guess.
Who was the first white and black kiss in television?
Oh.
Star Trek.
Yep.
Oh, Uhura.
Yeah, Uhura.
Was it Sulu?
No, Kirk.
Kirk and
Kirk, Uhura and Captain Kirk.
Oh, right. It was supposed to be Sulu.
That was the very first sensuous kiss. Otherwise, besides in Hollywood, there was other black and white that kissed, but that was the first.
Right, but it was supposed to be Sulu, and then Kirk
Was it?
took it. Yeah, that's what he said. That's
Okay.
what George Takei said.
Oh, I always thought it was her and Spock that were supposed to hook up.
Didn't they hook up at one time? When he was in
I don't
Faux
remember.
Pas or whatever it's called.
I know in the new movies they were, but
they were an item.
Yeah, I don't know about their TV show.
I wouldn't mind hooking up with her. She's sexy.
Oh, she's beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. And then, Don Knotts, and he was great.
I was in a movie with Dick Van Dyke and Sid Caesar. Dick Van Dyke was really cool, and so was Sid Caesar. He was hysterical. I loved it.
That was a great TV show. Dick Van Dyke show.
Yeah. Well, I was in a movie. It was an NBC. I think it was NBC movie called Plenty of Money or Money, Money, Money. I don't know. I just had like a bit part, like a little thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Better than nothing.
And I helped with the casting, so that part was fun.
Yeah.
I just helped the casting director that day, and then I went and did whatever.
Yeah, I love Don Knotts on Andy Griffith's show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He would talk about that role, and he would spend hours locked in a room just getting all the facial expressions down and how he wanted to say everything. And
he used to get me nervous when he would shake, like the shaking bug eyes,
Yeah.
Oh God.
That was good stuff.
But isn't it funny how he really does look like Mick Jagger?
Yeah.
They always say, picture him with long hair and a microphone.
That's funny.
Yeah, they always make that comparison. Oh, so everybody's working tomorrow, or nobody's working?
Oh yeah, I'm working tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I'll be up for another 20 minutes or so, then go to bed.
So what time do you get up?
Tomorrow I'll probably get up at 6:30.
But it's earlier near you, right? It's about an hour earlier, or are you in the same time zone?
Nope, same as you. You're in New York, right?
Yeah, New York.
Yeah, I'm in Detroit, same time zone. We're Eastern.
Right. Oh, I guess it's Chicago. It's different, right?
Yeah, Chicago Central.
That's the cut, and that's pretty close, but.
So Chicago is 2 hours ahead of me, so that means you're 11:40.
Well, I have 12:40 here.
Yeah, it's 11:40 in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 9:40.
Yeah, I'm 12:40.
I have 40 past the hour.
Well, I'm up because I was working and the kids were sick, so they're not going tomorrow. So I can be up. I can sleep a little.
Oh, they're still sick, eh?
Yeah, tummy, almost throwing up, but not quite. That kind of feeling.
I don't know why, but I always found being sick in the summertime was the worst.
Yeah, and it's their last week of camp, so.
Yeah.
But all the kids pass it around. They all go out at night together and they drink. All the people that work at the camp, and they share beer and share, so they all get the same viruses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I never did a summer camp. We went when I was in elementary school. We went for a week, but never for several weeks during the summer.
Yeah, well, this is a day camp, and it's all the kids that work there. Most of them are volunteers. So they volunteer because the kids are disabled. So, and then hopefully they get a job afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool thing what the kids do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my nephew and niece, they go to camp every year. It used to be when they were in band, it was band camp, but it's just a normal camp.
But did they have music there?
Yeah, but they did a lot of other things too. So.
Right, but that's nice because my daughter went to a fine arts camp where they had drama and all that stuff. So that's fun. At least if you're into music, that's a good thing.
Right.
And you can do the other stuff.
Yeah. And you should.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked my daughter's camp because they had once you were in the camp, you could either have a buddy or you were on your own. And at 5 years old, or 6, maybe I forget how old she was on her own. She can walk the whole camp by her, and I like that because you can't let kids outside anymore.
Yeah.
But at least there she was, somewhat supervised. And she could go, they went from like period to period. So one period would be drama or claymation or something. They would go to the different sections all on their own.
Yeah, it's such a bummer now.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't
trust anybody because every week now I see another teacher did something to a kid.
I know. I know.
It's unbelievable.
There was just another thing in the paper about a home health aide that ripped off an elderly woman.
Yeah.
And stupidly, I'm having another one come in the house once a week for 3 hours. But I shouldn't do it. I know better. They stole my puppy. I mean, how could I let them back in the house? I don't know. Maybe this will be the last week.
Are you going to be around when she's there, or him?
I'm always around. I never leave them.
Okay.
But it didn't matter. The other one stole the puppy right, in front of us. It must have ran out. Well, I got it back. I wouldn't let her.
Right, but still, though.
Yeah. The kids were.
I mean, how? Well, they're not going to notice I took their puppy.
Well, she thought we could just say it ran out. She was thinking she'd get away with it somehow.
Yeah.
But, it's bad because the kids learned early, what kind of people there are out there. They loved her, and so.
That's rough.
Yeah. But it was cool. We got her back. We found her. We got on TV. Yeah. It's interesting. Interesting experience fighting for something and getting it back.
Exactly.
Teaches you to be a bit of a fighter.
Yeah.
And not a pussy.
Mitchell, are you serious? Jimmy said that?
What?
Reading chat. Jimmy said that Chris is the person that started the room as a double D. Donna is unemployed in the troll.
What?
I did start that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, shush! I'm trying to cover your ass, dude.
Oh, so now people are working on Donna. Do they?
And they're gonna work on everybody. They gotta move from time
No,
to time.
that's a joke though. I don't know. But I'm pretty positive that was a joke.
Because she goes on that show a lot.
We made a joke earlier about her being an unemployed troll while she was in the chat and stuff. She's actually the one that made the joke. She said it about herself.
Well, it'll probably go all over.
Mitchell's dropping a dime on you, Chris. He said, "Yes, you did." Capital yes, so he means it.
Oh shit! You better get a lawyer.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
I really wish Robin could have been on to speak a little bit, though.
Yeah, I wonder what she wanted.
What was the thing that he said tonight?
I missed the whole show. I couldn't even listen. I was just so.
Oh, you're so busy with that artwork.
It's that he's in my IM box saying, well, "Could you move it a little to the left? Could you,
That's what he said, exactly.
Yeah.
Could you pay me a little bit more?
Yeah, no, you know what it is? It's his baby. I get it. And I'm an artist. I'm really not a mechanical artist. I do creativity, but I don't do it because it's his baby. I'm trying to do what he would be able to produce in his creativity, so it's difficult. And I'm working with vintage photos, so it's like,
I understand.
Yeah.
Actually, Chris, if you read chat now, Mitchell's being serious about this.
But I'm, into the comic book thing, and you go to these shows where the artists are there and they draw stuff, commissions for people and they charge them, and some of the people they just tell them, "This is exactly what I want. Don't deviate from this." It's pretty sad. Because it's supposed to be, I give you the idea and I want to see what you come up with. It shouldn't be, you draw this exactly like I want it.
Yeah, well, I'm using his photos. He's the photographer, so it's hard,
Yeah.
And he can't do the Photoshop, so, But it is hard to work with vintage because they don't always, you can't always group them. I can't show you till the book comes out. When the book comes out, I'll show you what I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not creative in any way.
Right.
On the other thing, on the opposite end, when I ask artists to draw something and I give them a reference, they draw the reference exactly. And I'm like, I really don't want that because I could just look at the picture if that's what I wanted.
Oh, right. That's right. You have to be, but I'm more like a fine,
Yeah, I know it's different, yeah.
Yeah, a little different.
Well, you're a graphic artist where you're talking about technical artists.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm not even really good at like paste up stuff. I never was good at signs. You know how some people have a gift for being perspective perfect with the signs, and I just never did that. I was more, portrait. I was always a portrait. I did oils, portrait art years ago. I don't do it anymore. I might start doing pastels again.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I stopped because with triplets, you don't have time to clean up after you do things. So, but that's why the Photoshop was perfect.
Yeah, no mess.
Right, no mess. Turn it right off. So, but anyway, I'm going. I wanted to come in and say hello to everybody. I didn't abandon you guys.
Sure.
Yeah,
maybe tomorrow night we can hang some more.
Yeah, hopefully by tomorrow I'm done.
If she's done, I doubt it.
I think I have another couple days.
Yeah, I think you do too.
Yeah. Wow, Mark is on Periscope again? Oh,
God,
that's right. I added him on. Periscope.
I'm sure those are very entertaining.
I don't really turn it on. I don't watch it. I like Mark. No, I love Mark. I do. He's in it. I know he tells stories a little bit, but I don't blame him.
No, I don't mind him, but it gets old after a while.
Yeah, but I mean, as a person, he's not. He doesn't hurt people.
Oh yeah, I know.
Not deliberately anyway. And with the way people are today,
Yeah.
It's a good quality.
True.
All right, guys.
All right, you take care.
Yeah, you too. Good night, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, at least she finally got a break to get away from that guy for a few.
Yeah.
He's been driving her nuts.
I can imagine. Like I said, I've seen that routine before where, you draw stuff and they're not happy with it. They want it totally redrawn and say
I just can't see when you're asking somebody to do something for nothing, though, being that fucking demanding.
People are. It's amazing. You wouldn't think so, but they are.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. A lot of people, you say, I want you to draw something, you say, well, this is my rate, and they're like, they try to, get you to come down. It's like, well, do you go to work and
you do it? Yeah.
Do you go to work and do you work for less money if they ask you to?
Absolutely.
But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, and I'm the same way that Kerry is about things. If somebody asks me to do something, I'll just do it and never even think about any kind of reward for it because that's not why I'm doing it. It's just because somebody asks, can you do this? It's like, yeah, I can do that. Don't worry about it. Give me, a day or two. It'll be done.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I would be willing to do anything for anybody, especially if it's a friend or whatever. But at the same time, if I did it for free, then there's a line there.
Well, that was the line I ran into with dogs. I mean, they were trying to get me to be doing like 40 hours of work a week on this, website doing news and shit like that for absolutely nothing. And if I didn't have it done on time, they'd be all bullshit. It's like, well, fuck you. If a couple of things come up, I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, for God's sake.
Right, yeah. I remember, you're not paying me, so you shouldn't be treating me like that.
Yeah. That's why when they said, you can't go on her show because it reflects badly on us, I was like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
I've been doing all this shit for you for all these years, and now you're going to say this to me, that I'm beholden to you because I'm doing stuff for you. And I have to be held to a higher accountability than anybody else.
Yeah, they pay you a regular rate, then okay, then you can expect some of that stuff.
Exactly.
But when it's for free or at a real good discounted price, then you don't have much say in it. That's the way it is, though. People forget, though, when you're doing a favor for somebody, it doesn't matter what it is,
Well, once it goes out of the realm of being a favor and becomes what you're doing all the time, then they have an expectation.
Right.
It's like, well, where the fuck you get the expectation from? I've been doing this for you for nothing from the beginning.
Yeah.
You get what you get.
Well, that's the thing, is over that period of time, they forget that you're doing it for free for them. And they think they own you because you're doing a job for them, regardless if you're getting paid or not.
And even at that, I had to fight to get a free account with them.
Yeah. It's crazy. So are they still arguing in chat? Let's see.
Nope. Not really. I was just saying that Jimmy...
On that content, I'm going to go take my birds in, I'm going to take my father in, and I'm going to call it a night.
All right.
That's it. You're right.
What was that, Chris?
You banned his 86th account?
Always. Good chat. Bye.
Are you on the phone, Corey?
Have a good night. No, he's saying good night.
Oh, good night.
I am saying good night. No, I'm not on the phone.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Now, what were you saying, Chris? He was talking over you, huge.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying.
I think it was a question about Mitchell, maybe.
Oh, yeah, did you ban his 86th account?
Whose?
Jimmy's.
Did it have an 86 in the name?
Because he stopped talking and you said he was in jail.
Oh, no, that follow whoever account was Jimmy. I kicked him.
Right. Did you ban that account?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking.
But yeah, if I don't do at least one Jimmy account a night, I don't feel like I've done my job. It's just a feel-good moment for me each night. And I do appreciate Jimmy coming back night after night so I can do it, too. He can only hold his tongue till about 11 o'clock, and then he starts losing it. And has to tip himself off every single time.
That's the way he is in everything I've ever seen him. Like you can see he's fighting it to be good and not do things, and then he can't stop himself.
What's funny is I'm watching how the dates are getting closer to the real date again. Because he was smart enough to make a few in the past and then not say anything on them. So when he came in, they were 4 or 5 days old.
Yeah.
When he first started talking in chat, he was like agreeing with me and stuff. And as soon as he started agreeing with me and said something like that, I knew it was him right away. So I just continued to keep talking about it. And sure enough, like 30 seconds in, he cracked.
Yeah, always does.
He was starting to lie. I don't think Jimmy said he was getting a lawyer, but maybe I misread what he said. I was like, no, I was here. It was in chat. I seen what he said. This is what he said. But at that time, I had already known. And then he's like, he said that Lady M got a pro bono lawyer, and you're going to jail, son.
Yeah,
And then he said something about that she signed up for the U.S. initiative against...
And revenge porn.
Revenge porn or whatever.
But they don't understand the definition of revenge porn, which means that it is somebody who was in your life who then decides to get even with you and releases the pictures you gave them willingly while you were in love.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even...
You don't even come across one of those fucking standards.
Even if what she thinks I did is considered revenge porn, it doesn't matter because I didn't do it.
Oh, Donna, shut the fuck up and get a job. Jesus Christ. This is what I hate from the chat. Now we gotta wait the 30 seconds for them to get it.
I don't think she really has a job. She just makes it up.
Oh, she does, absolutely. She fucks people like Gonzo in parking lots in San Francisco. I know what she does for a living. I was there that night for that talk. Hey, I'm gonna get my ass kicked so hard when this chat's over.
Lee knows what I do. Who gives a shit what Lee knows?
Oh, sure, like there's really a Lee. It's Chad. We understand.
Yeah.
He is coming now. Watch. It's filtering down to them.
That's
gonna hear about another 10 seconds for the rest of the comments that come out.
Uh-oh, she called you a loser. She's in fight mode.
Whenever you hit the nail on the head, they get so goddamn defensive. Every time.
The name calling starts.
Sounds like Chad, doesn't it? Oh, Sacramento, that's right. I knew I had the wrong town.
Yeah. That's funny. But...
And now we sit and wait for Chad to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad Robin was here and then she just never came back in.
Yeah, she'll probably get busy with her dad or the kids.
Yeah. Not surprised she came on at all.
I was talking to her. Yeah, she's got a bunch of shit going on.
Yeah.
Friends in Montreal and staying at her dad's cottage and shit.
Yep. Wow, she ripped you good there, Vash.
I'm used to it.
That was horrible. That's the worst thing you can say, Donna.
My chat's lagging behind about 30 seconds from you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, mine is too for some reason.
I'm used to it. I hear you guys talk about comments made a good 15, 20 seconds ahead of time. You know, nightly.
Yeah.
Wait and sit and bob my head up and down going, it'll be here in a minute and I'll understand. Oh, there it is. Now I get it.
Yep. That's funny.
Chris, you don't have proof she's a real woman. God damn it. Show me proof. I want proof. I spoke to Donna for an hour on the phone. She was a man. I know she was.
I've seen her vagina. I have proof.
Is it purple?
I've seen it too. I've seen the pictures.
It's a nice peach color.
You said it was purple.
Chris sent me a whole gallery of
the pictures you sent me.
So sad.
No, it's just pathetic. It's not even sad.
Yeah.
There's just, when you get backed into a corner, there are sometimes you have to stop spinning and say, all right, fine. And then change your tact and go for a different attack, you know?
Yep.
He doesn't see that one. Just deny, deny, deny. Nobody can ever prove it. You keep saying no. Aside from that pesky telephone company and how they'll sell your information to anybody who will give them $10 to let you know what your information is.
Right. That's true, Donna. I just take all the pictures. They all come through me.
I heard Scott had a federal injunction coming down on him for internet porn.
Oh, yeah. That's a given.
It's too bad you didn't keep Wade Bulger hidden a little bit better.
Funny, funny, funny.
My wife had his girlfriend's mother as a patient when we were living in Massachusetts. And it was almost a nightly thing of any more Whitey updates? Where's Whitey at? He was living in the southern United States, and he was running from Florida to California at will.
Well, I should go to bed.
Yeah, it's probably going to be that time.
Yeah.
It's fairly early, but I think I'm going to start reeling these in earlier anyways.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. here, so.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you take it easy.
Have a good night, guys.
Yep.
Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yep. Bye, everybody.